for everyone, I think what's best, I was thinking, Tiro, to just to start with brief introductions. I mean, a lot of this community knows us because we play, but a lot of people out there don't know us because they're mostly PvE players. So I gotta say that is one caveat. I wanted to Tiro and I don't, and this is a disclaimer. Tiro, I don't know if we've ever actually played in the game together. Maybe we have a little bit.
You and I have you actually used to be in EBK a couple years back,
Oh
year and a half
yes,
back or
yes,
so,
I remember.
and
Yes.
I was in EBK. So we'd played a handful of times before you decided to move on from EBK, and but we never like we. It was always just about the fight, right? Like we were just clanmates, teammates when we did end up teaming up. But no, we haven't really actually sat down and had a conversation.
That's true. Now I remember. You refresh my memory. I'm getting old. So I
You and me
I
both.
I was in many different clans actually. So, but before we get to that, I just wanted to introduce like Tiro and I don't actively play on a day-to-day basis, but it doesn't mean I don't follow her on YouTube. I do. I watch her live streams, and just like an introduction, Tiro, I'll be sharing your YouTube channel. You post daily. Pretty much you play every day. Did you play Div 1?
I did. Here's the funny part. That was back in the day when I was just starting to get into gaming. Um, my husband and I, he used to game a lot when he was younger, and so as something that we would do as a couple is we would play games together. And
Nice.
so for well, since Div One came out, he played it, and I would sit there and I would watch him play. And he's like, "Oh, you should try this game. You should try this game. You'd really like it." And I'm like, "But to me, being a new gamer and like I was bad at gaming back then, like horrible." And there was just so much like there was like this weapon wheel thing. I can't even remember what Div One looks like. It feels like that was forever ago. I haven't been on it in forever. But they're like there was this weapon wheel, and there was like all these buttons you had to press, and like there was like lines that took you this way and that way, and there was ads left, right, and center. It wasn't Call of Duty. I was a Call of Duty girl. Custom Call of Duty matches with my old man, right? That's what I did. I didn't do immersive gaming. To me, that was like it was so busy. It just looked overwhelming. But I loved watching him play. Fast forward a while, I actually did start playing it and fell in love with the franchise.
Nice. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat, you know. So your channel, Lioness and X Company, PSN Tiro, right?
Hmm.
I'm not considered a big YouTuber, by any stretch of the imagination. YouTube is a hobby for me. YouTube is a pastime. I do have a day job, for God's sakes. I'm 40 years old. Okay, I'm not that young. We all have lives. We've got kids and all that stuff. So it's a hobby of mine. I never wanted or meant for my channel to be like, oh, I want 50,000 subscribers. I frankly, honestly don't have the time. It's just a hobby. It's just for fun. But Division, like you, from your channel, I came from Call of Duty 4. I was a very avid COD player, and then, people started cheating on there too back then. But in any case,
Hmm.
when Div 1 came out, Div 1 was such an amazing game. It really was. It was a brand new IP. It was a unique experience, and I still remember the day that they dropped the first trailer for Div 1, where the whole premise of it was there's a dark zone and you can go into the dark zone with other players and people can take your stuff and kill you, right? That grabbed my attention as a game because I was looking for something with risk reward at the time. Call of Duty
Hmm.
is fun, but it was like, you die, you respawn, you die, you respawn. There's a lot of, there wasn't much
Yeah.
weight to it. So when Div 1 came out, that was huge. And I played Div 1 I mean, my life was consumed by Div 1, I gotta admit it. So,
Hmm.
so that's kind of a little
That's
history
awesome.
of me. And I think most players, and we'll get to this, agree. And I've talked to many, many, many players. So I don't share the same, it's not just my opinion. I've talked to many players.
Hmm.
Everyone in the community that I've talked to about the game say, without a doubt, Division 1 was better, even with the technology at the time, than Div 2.
Hmm.
Do you agree with that? Do you think you agree with that? In some aspects, maybe?
In some aspects, yes. And I'm gonna go back to I was a new gamer at the time. Um, so for me to make that call, personally, I say Div 2 is better, only because that's the game that I really got comfortable playing.
Right.
Um, so like I cannot speak about the PvP on Div 1. I went into the dark zone, and I'm sure I was completely annihilated multiple times. Like, because I wasn't a PvP player back then.
Right.
I was PvE and not very good at it. And so like the PvE aspect of it, I love the PvE aspect of Div 1. Um, I loved the missions. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Russian consulate, I believe it was called. Um, like one of my favorite missions of the whole game. It seemed to be like the one that we always gravitated to replaying constantly, and the underground. Um,
Right.
but outside of that, like I can't. I don't think that I can honestly compare, or how can I say that better? I can't truthfully compare the two, because to me
Okay.
they seem like two very very different
Diff-
games.
True. True. Um. Okay. So, we're kind of doing soft introductions. I wanted to do that because I don't play, like, again, I don't play with Tiro every day or anything like that. But when you're in this community, it's a small community, especially in PvP. So I do
Hmm.
watch her content. I do have a personal, like, not a personal question, but a little bit of insight question. On your videos that you post, you have the girl avatars that you do. Is that a likeness of your actual appearance? I'm just curious. I've always been curious.
Well, let's just say that it is a very distant likeness. The glasses are to a T. That I could not do an avatar without the geeky ring glasses because those are the exact glasses I wear.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, I'm definitely not as young as the young
Yeah,
lady
right, right, right.
on
That
there because I'm more your age.
I assume that.
So I'm on my next birthday I'll be 40. So I'm definitely not young. Am I that like? But it is a likeness of me. Like the description I gave to my artist, um, was given a description of me, and that is what was used for the picture. Yes.
Got it. Okay. I was just curious. This is my own curiosity.
No, that's that's fine.
So Mr.
I was waiting for
Archer
someone to
asks,
ask.
is Hussam gonna join? Hussam was invited. He did say he was gonna join, so maybe he's busy. Life happens. So I'll touch in with him. If not, he can definitely join in for episode 2. He was willing and able to join, and we look forward to hearing from him as well. He has a lot of videos, and that's kind of gonna be my segue. On Hussam the Evil's channel. A lot of videos and a lot of content for PvP. And again, Tiro and I and Hussam are very much PvP players. So for the PvE community out there, some of the stuff we talk about today, which some of it is going to be hot topics in my opinion, are like taboo hot topics I'm going to bring up.
Mhm.
Hussam has covered those topics as well. And I'm talking topics like a little hint, why developers ignore PvP, bringing these things up to some of the bigger YouTube channels that have all PvE content. That is a hot topic. Okay, that's like a hot tamale. you
Yeah.
know, Hussam has videos covering that type of stuff. So it's valuable information to hear my opinions, to hear his opinions. He has over 10,000 subscribers. But again, we do realize that PvP is not the dominant force in this game. Like personally, I know that PvE is the foundation. That's what most people want to know. So the bigger channels with 200 plus subscribers, they I mean, I'll be honest, they just mostly cover PvE. I mean, that's not a lie. That's a fact. Just go to their channels.
No, it's definitely a fact that Division, like the Division franchise, I'm not even gonna just say like Division 1, not strictly Division 2, is predominantly like it was made for PvE. I'm not gonna lie, like that side of the community should be heard and should sort of somewhat be catered to. but at the same time, we do have this small niche corner, and I'm gonna call it a little niche corner because it's not the main focus of the game. Like there's definitely no point kidding ourselves in that.
Yeah.
Um, but it's our little corner of the game, our little our little toxic area
Right.
where where we can PvP, where we can have fun, where we can
Yeah.
make friends or not make friends. Like,
And another disclaimer is that I don't dislike PvE players. Don't get me wrong. I don't. PvE is part of the game. I had to PvE when I started the game. It is, but I just want to put it out there on a daily basis. I do not PvE, okay? When I come in, like I'll do spurts when I have to, and I think Tiro, you can relate to this. When we
yeah,
need to farm for something specific because we need it in PvP, that's when we PvE. I don't log into the game every day to do missions and kill NPCs for 5 hours. I don't do that.
you know, the only time I do that, like literally the only time I do that, when I log in, I'm like, you know what? Fuck PvP today,
Yeah.
or like fuck PvP, like right at the moment. Part of my language. I'm trying not to swear, but it's really hard not to. It's my expressive language. Um, I will go some days. I will go straight to PVE. And I'm like, you know what? It has been such a rough, morning on the stream with PvP. Some of the people in my stream were just downright donkeys, and I'm just gonna go PVE.
Right.
But
Right.
that's my break. Like that is me shutting off the toxicity of, I'm gonna call it the
Yeah.
outside world, but like the dark zone, right? Or even conflict some days. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I PVE is not someplace that I reside. That is not my home.
I get it.
I don't hate PVEers either. Like I get
Yeah.
frustrated, but I don't hate you guys.
Yeah, hate is a very strong word. I don't hate anyone, including the people I don't like in the game, like dislike their content or how they play the game. It doesn't mean I hate them. It's nothing personal. I don't hate. Hate is a too strong word to use for anything in this game, okay?
Yeah,
So whatever beefs people have in the division PvP and whatever clips they do of each other and killing each other, that's just part of the game. What the boundaries for me are is when people take it personal, when they start posting pictures of your family and they start doing crazy stuff like that, or trying to dox you, and that to me is too much. Like, keep it in
yeah,
the game, you know? So that's one of the other hot topics. Like, yes, they hate each other to some degree, and it's toxic community to some degree. Yes, but we can talk about it. But so some of the
yeah.
topics, if you allow me, Tiro, that are on my
Mhm.
agenda is just one is like covering the upcoming changes that are coming Monday, in addition to the PvP balancing that they already did as part of
Yes.
this new incursion. So we can cover some of that. I can read through it. We could discuss it. Any thoughts? And then another hot topic I wanted to talk about is cheating in the division, okay, as far as PvP, what's currently happening, and tie that in a little bit to, developers. I know
Mhm.
cheating is a big hot topic. So I have some opinions, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there in my opinion. People think I've been cheating for years, and I can't blame them to some degree, to be honest, because sometimes it's so hard to tell because a lot of people do use or potentially use third-party devices and have been using Cronus and Titan 2 and all this stuff that they do. So I get it that it's hard to tell sometimes, but we'll talk about it. Like, how to tell a little bit you can't just claim people are cheating just because you lose, things like that. I have some gripes about
Yeah.
that. I don't know if you have thoughts about that, but I do.
I we could talk about that.
Yeah,
That's
we could talk about that. It's a hot topic, but this is what we're here for, hot topics.
well, no, exactly, and that's what we're here for. As I'm gonna maybe this is the wrong term, but as pedestrians of the game. I'm going to call us pedestrians because we're not high value targets like like some of the big streamers, right, or some of the big content creators. We're just pedestrians. We're like the average Joe. I'm going to call us, right, of the game, of content creation and stuff like that. And I think that's a good place to start as just the little guys having a conversation
Ye-
um,
Yeah,
about a
and
game that we love. So
the little guys having a conversation about PvP where most conversations on the developer side, on the big YouTuber sides, have nothing to do with
Mhm.
PvP. So I
Yeah.
personally feel like they ignore us, and this is part of the reason I want to talk about it. But anyway, let's talk changes. If you don't mind, I'll just cover some changes. On Division,
Yep.
yep, on Division's website, they did post upcoming changes, and this is happening. And I was reading through it, and I'm not gonna spend an hour reading through everything. You guys can go on to Division 2. It's part of their Red Horizon PTS patch notes. They posted this August 13th, 2026. So when was that? Like Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I think it was Wednesday because I downloaded it all and I've been reading through it.
And when I read through it, I was like, okay, I don't read through the PvE stuff. Whatever they do on the PvE side, so be it. It's fine. I'm more concentrated on PvP. The big standout things, okay, along with further gear changes and certain gears like True Patriot and other things being buffed, I think the big standout and the big taboo for me was this whole idea of the new Blackout Dark Zone. They're calling it the Blackout Dark Zone.
Hmm.
You heard about this?
I have heard about the Blackout Dark Zone, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about it.
Okay. When I read this on face value, I'm like, okay, that seems cool too. Like, seems like a good idea. It seems like something that is progressing PvP in a good direction because I personally hate the soft PvP. You know what I'm saying? The soft
Hmm.
PvP, the normalized stuff. When I talk PvP personally, I'm talking strictly Dark Zone. I don't play the PvP game mode. What is it called? Uh,
Normalized, I think it is, isn't it? Isn't that what
no,
we call it?
it's not escalation. You know, the game mode where you queue up and you got 4v4 or whatever.
Oh, a conflict.
Conflict. I dabbled in conflict, but I don't enjoy conflict because it's all normalized. It's soft. It's not PvP to me. I'm just that's my opinion. You can disagree, but Dark Zone is the only place that I found where I get that sense of PvP. So what is the Blackout Dark? No, go ahead if you wanna talk about that.
And I was just giggling at your description of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a soft baby cakes PvP. I mean it's it's the entryway to PvP anyway. So what is so this update they say according to the division developers is coming Monday. Um it says the public test server PTS, excuse me. The public test server will be available on PC through Ubisoft Connect Friday to Monday. Okay, so they're testing it on the
Yeah,
public
they're
test server.
testing it. I just want to correct something. I don't think the update is coming out
It,
on Monday.
it's a
It's for the
test.
new season.
Right. So the new season is coming, but they're testing it
They're
up until
testing it
Monday for
now.
the PTS.
Yeah.
Now, I got some gripes about PTS too, because when PTS testing happens, a lot of the testing focuses on PvE stuff. And I do feel
Yeah.
like the testers never talk about PvP. They ignore it. They just kind of like, oh, maybe some people are afraid to tell the developers what they think, but it just feels like sometimes they don't really test the PvP aspects.
Um, I don't know that that's directly the. I'm not in the ETF, so I cannot speak for sure. But from my understanding is that there are some that are PvE players, and there are some that are PvP players, and some are both.
Okay.
Now, how many of the PvPers actually
Test and get
test
feedback.
and get on and test? I don't know because I'm not a part of that crowd. I've got connections to it, but I am not a part of that crowd. But you're right. I don't. I can't tell you one way or another how or who tests
Yeah,
that side of it.
I don't know either, to be honest. I'm just broadly saying that it seems like out of every PTS it's always 90% PvE stuff that's being debated. It's I never almost see
Yeah.
PvP stuff. But anyway, So season 3 comes with a new variant of Dark Zone called the Blackout Zone and the return of the PvE Dark Zone. So by now you guys should already know that they're keeping the PvE Dark Zone as a
Oh, I
permanent
want to
fixture.
touch on that one when we have our moment, but I'll let you finish about
Okay.
the blackout.
Dark Zone variants will rotate every week across DZ West, East, and South. There will always be one PvE and two PvP Dark Zones. So the Toxic Zone is PvE, and then you'll have a Blackout Zone, which is the hardcore PvP, and then I presume the third one is the normalized, soft baby PvP zone, which I don't go into, but okay. Uh, the
I'm
blackout zone.
sorry.
What is the blackout zone? For those of you who have been asking for a fully uncapped dark zone, blackout is exactly that. No stat normalization and the full power of your build at your disposal. The zone is permanently set to invaded with high threat black tusk enemy archetypes. Rogue protocol remains active. Now, when they say invaded, to me that means no turrets. But it seems like right now in the game, one day the turrets are on, the other day the turrets are off. Like, make up your gut. You know what I'm saying? Like, make up your minds. Just turn the
Yeah,
turrets off, okay?
they.
Turn.
I believe that they. I believe as of this last week, this last update, I have not seen it with turrets. I do believe that it is fully invaded. I don't think I've seen it non-invaded, and
Excellent.
I think I'm trying to remember. Um, no, the only DZ that has turrets that I remember seeing is the soft dark zone, as you still call it. Um,
Yeah, the softies, the softies
yeah.
dark zone. But
Um,
invaded should never have turrets. That's what it's meant for. Now people complain that people door camp. Just fast travel to another door. Okay, if they're door
oh,
camping, you
yeah.
just fast travel. We don't need turrets. Plus, the turrets are so OP they will shoot you from a block away, even though you're nowhere near the damn turret. You know, so just
Yeah, they they definitely buffed those a wee bit, so they hit you like a block and a half away. It's lovely.
right. So you leave the soft DZ where they belong, the turrets.
Mhm.
Invaded should mean just hardcore. There is no holding your hand. You walk in there, you expect that people are gonna camp the door on you, okay?
Well,
Anyway,
exactly. Walk in there and expect that you're free game.
exactly. Okay, so they say no stat normalization. Veteran elite named enemies have been tougher to provide more of a challenge, so they're gonna buff the enemies in there like anybody who
Mm-hmm.
cares. Okay, whatever. Unlike the other variants, Blackout completely disables stat normalization. You can use the full extent of your SAT watch and expertise upgrades. I mean, if you're not expertise 30, you shouldn't even probably be in the invaded dark zone anyway.
I actually disagree with that statement.
Okay.
Um, so many people know that I play Division with my son, and he's working on getting to expertise 30, but he's not expertise 30, and he's definitely in the easy messing some people up. So as much as I think expertise is a good thing to have in there, you don't have to be maxed out to be able to survive and unalive some people.
You don't, but you do have a disadvantage. I think you would agree with that.
Oh, I would have a disadvantage, and the average Joe would. But if you're good at PvP, not really.
You're training your son pretty good then. You're training your son pretty good then. I mean, I was fighting on a different account under a different name, and I was expertise 5. But
Mm.
this is back a few months ago. So I would have another account where nobody knows, and then I just go in there like a noob, acting like a noob,
Hmm.
expertise 5. And although I can kill a few people, oh man, it sucks though. The damage
It's a
output
little harder.
sucks. It's a little harder. It's just the
I know.
challenge
I get
itself.
it. I've got the same thing. I've got another account that I every once in a while I'll use for PvP, and it's rough
Do you
not
think
being max expertise. But then again, I'm not the greatest player out there. I'm sure most of the people in the chat who have fought me will agree. I'm not the greatest player out there. I'm average at best, and
yeah. I
uh,
mean,
but that's maxed out expertise.
I think to some degree everybody is average for the most part. Um, I really do. I mean, it's a lot of hoopla and gaslighting people. But,
Yeah,
you
yeah, no,
know,
it's like how far can you bring her down to so she doesn't think she's good because she's sometimes fucking us up.
it's
Um,
gaslighting.
but anyways, moving on from that conversation, let's not
Yeah.
go there.
Okay, so it still follows global PvP balance rules regardless of normalization to keep weapons, gear, skills, and core PvP mechanics balanced. Now here's interesting. I didn't know this. Prototype weapons and gear are well, I did know this, but uncapped for their base stats, but their augments will still use PvP balance values. Now I did know this part. Sorry. So
Mm,
they're going to allow you to use your prototype weapons and gears, your
mm-hmm.
base stats. Everything is going to work. The augments they have on the previous update, they had a PDF that shows the balancing value. So obviously you're not going to get the
Yep.
same augment power that you do as a PvE player. Now some of the augments, you know how it is. Most of them are trash. There's only a couple that you'd want. So it's another.
There's like, I think, how many did I count? One, two, three, four. There's like 5 that are good for DPS,
Right.
and did I
And
count that right? Two,
and
yeah,
damage
5.
reduction, right?
Yeah. And then the rest were like status and skills and stuff like that. Which I mean, I'm not going to complain because that's a different play style.
Right. This is something I didn't know. Blackout DZ loot drops at heroic quality matching the other PvE Dark Zone. Okay, I understand that. The exotic components will still drop, but what I didn't know is that they're saying prototype gear and prototype weapons have also been added as contaminated loot drops from enemies.
Yes, that's I'm excited. This is the part about it that I mean, I was excited about the prototype. Not that I have any more than 2 pieces of prototype, but I was excited that we'd be able to get the prototype gear and the did I read there was cores? I can't remember now, or if they said there was going to be cores.
It's just gear.
Um,
It's just gear.
okay, so prototype gear from there, right?
Yes, that you have
Like,
to extract.
yeah, I think I like that part. It brings incentive for our PvP players. If they haven't already been grinding the ever living hell out of PvE already to get their prototype gear, that there's that chance that we don't actually have to leave the DZ if we don't want to a prototype our gear from our backpack, go PvE and farm it, but we can get it right from the DZ like I've been getting all my other gear for my builds for the last
Right.
5 years.
Right. Now, I have hot takes about this. I do have a hot take because when I thought about this earlier today, I was thinking to myself, it's two-sided. There's always two sides to the coin, right? So
Hmm.
here's my take, and you can give me your thoughts. I'm curious about your thoughts. My take is well, first of all, I'll give you the negative, then I'll give you the positive. The
Okay.
negative is when prototype gear came out and it said PVE, right? Prototype gear. When that
Hmm.
happened, I compared that to Division 1 classified gear where they basically did a gear reset for everybody because at
Mm.
that point everybody had all their stuff pretty much optimized with mods and stuff, and then all of a sudden they just threw a wrench in everything. When you introduce something like classified gear in Div 1, it erased most people's builds. You had to go refarm, right? Now, as a live service game, I understand why they're doing that, but at the same time, it just started to feel like it's too much. Like you spent the better half of a few years playing the game, and now all of a sudden you get erased. Everybody has to go get classified gear. But classified gear itself was a good power boost to your character,
Yeah.
okay? Right? So I'm not debating that. I'm not saying classified gear was bad. All I'm saying is that, oh my God, now I gotta go do all my builds and farm. And okay, it's part of the game. To me, prototype was a natural classified gear reset. I do
Mm.
recall the dev saying some time ago in Division 2 saying that, oh, we're not going to do another gear reset. They did the expertise system. They did the, expertise. A lot of people hated expertise because now you're further alienating a lot of players because the time that's needed to expertise your table and your library. There was so many discussions about that. But anyway,
Yeah.
prototype gear is classified gear to me, and so that's negative where now people are going to be forced to like really get their builds together and farm for components and this and that. So it keeps the game going. I'm not going to argue that. It keeps people
Mm.
grinding. They want that, right? They want you
Yeah.
paying for the season passes, okay? They at the end of the day, this is a company.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my negative aspect. I'm comparing it to Classified Gear. And for those of you who don't know, I quit Division 1 shortly after Classified Gear got released because I just didn't want to grind anymore. That's just my opinion. What do you feel?
I totally get what you're saying, as a negative, and you're not the first person that I've heard say this. I've done in the last few weeks. I've done a lot of reading around the community, so watching the videos of content creators, reading the comments of what people are saying about it. Um, Facebook groups are amazing for people sharing what they think about the game and how much they absolutely despise the devs and what they're doing with the game and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a
Oh,
hot take.
brilliant! Like, I mean, that's like a whole different story. But where I'm going with this, though, is that, and you've pretty much already stated it, is Div 1 with the classified gear, right? Having to redo all that and kind of reinvent your builds. We've had that through Div 2 as well. We all bought the base game, so 0 to level 30. So we all grinded our butts off, figuring out how the builds work, how to I don't know quite all the baseline because that was like forever ago. But we had 0 to 30. We had our builds. By the time we reached 30, by the time
Yep.
New York came out, we were all set with our builds at level 30. And then New York came out, and now we've got to redo our builds again,
Yep.
right? Like,
Yep.
and at that point, and this is the funny part. My husband was still playing Div 2 with me at that point, and I remember him being so mad, like so mad that he had to remake all his builds. He had his builds figured out, and he was so ticked that after all that hard work of playing and grinding the game, he had to go do it again. To the one point, he threw his controllers like, I give up. I'm done. I'm never touching this game again. So we finished New York with what we had, and we didn't get on the game for another year. We took a year off because he was so ticked at the game. And because gaming at that time was still our thing that we did together, we went and we played other games. We didn't touch Division for a whole year because he had to remake all his builds.
That's so funny. I did not know that. And you know why it's so funny to me? I quit Division for over a year when they nerfed my my clutch berserk build. Do you remember a berserk clutch meta?
I don't, and see that's another part of the story I haven't said. When I first started playing Div 2, I didn't understand builds. Like I understood very basic, but it wasn't up until I started actually PvPing, and I had some very kind gentlemen actually break down builds for me in a way that I could understand.
Right.
Because for me, I'm a girl. Maybe some girls understand this kind of stuff right off the bat and it just clicks. But for me, it did not make sense at all. Like, why? And how? And like, how does this equal that, right? So for me, it was all mind-boggling. So the Berserk Clutch thing I've heard about, but I often think that happened in my year off because I don't remember it. I came back into the game around the NSYNC Shield meta. Lady Death and NSYNC Shield. That's when I came back to the game, when that was really, really big.
Yeah, yeah. Berserk Clutch is that's
I think Berserk Clutch was like before that.
It was. It was. I want to say 4 years ago, or maybe even 5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. So, anyways, where I was going with this timeline was this, 30 to 40. We all had to redo our builds again, right? And then not only did we have to redo our builds, now we had to work on a watch level.
Yes, yeah, the watch level.
Now we had to do our watch level to go with our builds, because if our watch level wasn't where it should be, we're not as powerful as we should be.
Right.
And then we got our watch levels up. Then it was the expertise, which we've just crawled out of, some of us. And then now, we had to expertise all that up. And then now we're having to do prototype. So I understand the frustration with the community, or what everybody's feeling about this, for PvP and PvE. it's really frustrating. Not so much for me because my builds don't really change. I'm DPS. Um, I don't have like super extravagant builds, so in a way, yeah, it's frustrating that I have to, maybe go farm, maybe. Oh no, I have to farm regardless for prototype cores and stuff. But um, I get it. I understand, but I don't know that it's a bad thing.
It's it's a good and bad thing, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Excuse me. So good in the sense that it keeps the game going and moving forward with content. Bad in the sense that all your work prior to whatever happened gets mostly deleted because now it's a new grind, right?
yeah.
So, but it is a live service game, so I mean, I get that they have to do that. It's just sometimes how they do it and how they introduce it with zero Fs, you
Well,
know?
yeah, the zero Fs. I get that. Or saying, oh no, we're not going to make you have to redo it, or no, it's not coming to the DZ, but maybe not right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But listen to this timeline. Just by you talking about it, right? Here's the timeline of progression so we can recap that and move forward. So, I think you could fact check me on this, but I think optimization came out like before New
Oh,
York.
and I even forgot about optimization.
Right.
Yes.
You have to remember that we didn't have optimization station, okay? We didn't have that. And
No, we
gear back
didn't.
then looked way differently. The talents and the stats were way different. They centralized it and made it more simpler. They dummied it down. That's the best way I can say.
No, no, no.
Do you
You're
remember
right. They
that?
did. I do, and I completely like. I remember I was going to mention the optimization, but I didn't put that in that note. I wrote it somewhere else, somewhere. Um, but you're right. It did when the game first came out. It did look a heck of a lot different than it does now.
Oh yeah, I have old
Like
clips of like
even
my
to that
gear.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before New York and before the optimization station, okay, you could not optimize your gear. You could only change one of the stats. So when your gear dropped, it is what it is. Whatever you got on there, whatever you got on there. I farmed for 2 years, Tiro. 2 years I farmed with no optimization station to make the perfect clutch berserk build with nearly max health rolls. Like I had health rolls that were like a little, it was impossible to get that type of build. I was one of the people with another friend that were playing that. Oh my God, we had the perfect build. 2 years. And then they come and say, boom, gone. You know what I'm saying? They just
Yeah.
erase all that progress like it meant nothing. And yes, Clutch and Berserk was strong, but it's not like it couldn't be countered because we had no armor. We just had health. So anyway, I don't want to get on a rant with that, but basically, here's the timeline. When they did that, I quit the game for a year personally. Then my friend got me back because of the New York update. Can you still hear me?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So my friend got me back because of the New York update. Then like you said, the watch came. After New York, you got your watch, you got to fill up your watch and grind for the watch. After the watch, it was expertise. Oh, so the watch is not enough. We're going to give you now expertise system and the whole library and get your talents in the library and all. People did all that, okay?
Yeah.
After expertise, um after expertise, now we get what? Prototype.
Yeah.
so, so now, in between all that, with the expertise and everything, what did they do? They killed progression by not allowing you to create new characters for Shade Watch points in New York. That is a hot
Mhm.
blunder, in my opinion. That is the biggest blunder they could have done for new players and ongoing players. What do you think about that?
Um.
Killing the Shade Watch points.
I'm a little torn on that one as well. And not and because I definitely used the characters to expertise my stuff. Um, but I'm gonna say it really for the for the veteran players like us, for those of us that have been day one players, that is where I struggle with that loss because we've been there from day one. We've had to redo this over and over and over and over and over again, right? Like I can't express how many over and again times we've had to do it. Um, and this is sort of where I'm going to throw the new players under the bus. I'm sorry, guys, I don't hate you. Um, but let's say somebody who came into the game this time last year. We'll give them a year, right? They start their characters. They can either play from 0 to 40, or they can boost their character to level 40, right? Like that's still a thing, boosting up to 40.
Yep.
By the time they reach level 1,000, if they are working on their libraries, if they are working on their expertise and donating, by the time they reach level 1,000, that's all done. Expertise is complete. So I don't feel bad with them losing their, a mule character, because that's only really beneficial. Say if you're level 3,000 and up, because you were losing 800 credits anyways for your watch. So if you weren't past a certain point on your watch, it was moot and pointless. If you were below 1,000, you were only getting 200 credits. That
Right.
doesn't give you much, right? So it really only benefited those of us that were higher levels anyways.
That's true.
Um,
That's true. But
right?
right now, how would you get resources if you run out of Shade Watch points? What would you do?
Right now.
Yeah, let's say
Oh,
if you
well,
ran
you
out
see,
of Shade Watch.
and I'm going to say this as a PvP player, I farm the fuck out of the DZ, but you know what I don't do? I don't run around extracting gear. I go around farming other players to get the caches to crush all the gear and its automatic resources.
Right. So if you don't PvP and actively crush stuff and kill,
If you don't actively PvP, you're PvEing.
you're
You
PvEing, right?
can you're I mean, you're PvEing anyways. It's not like you're necessarily farming for anything unless you need something for a build. You're crushing the material.
True, but now look at the time investment. Let's say I'm a PvP player, I'm a veteran PvP player, I'm over 10,000, let's say 5,000 shade level, okay? Let's say 5,000. That's like a mid, level person. 5,000.
Yeah.
Let's say I run you need those resources for everything, okay? It doesn't matter how many exotic components or cores that you have. If
Hmm.
you don't have the basic resources to optimize and recalibrate stuff and printer filament and all that, right? They keep introducing new stuff into the game so that you have to add to the
Yeah.
library, right? Eventually you run out if you're not grinding. So now you remove the mule characters. So in the past I could just go to New York for 2 hours, do my character, get my Shade Watch points, and I can keep progressing through the game. Right
Yeah.
now, as a veteran player, if you ran out of those Shade Watch points, and I don't know how many you have, but let's say you have zero on your watch, you can't just go for 3 hours and get all those Shade Watch points back. How much time you're gonna invest to grind now? To me, it killed progression, and it didn't hurt me as much, the veteran player. It hurts people who are lower. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely know what you mean, and um, I know over the years, because that was a big issue, and a big stink was made by all sides of the community. I won't just blame one or the other for a big stink, because um, they did make it easier to get the materials. I mean, I know you still have to invest the time, and sometimes I know you have to wait, but they added in the events for getting it. Yes, you had to put a little time and effort in to do that, or whatever, right? But they added in the recalibration boost. They added in whatever that was for materials. Like last season, we had like at least 3 or 4 of them, I believe,
Right.
events where they made it easier to get the material. But also, with this last update this last week, so I know that's jumping a whole bunch of time. Um, they have upped the quality of the gear you get from the Dark Zone. So, it's heroic quality gear. There's from everything I've seen, you maybe need to optimize a piece 3, 4 times in the different areas, like combined 3 or 4 times. Um, so it's not nearly as bad as it was before. So they are trying in a roundabout way, I guess, to
In a
make it
roundabout way.
easier for us.
I,
In a roundabout way, like I'm not saying they're handing it to us on a golden platter,
I
because they're not, essentially.
I'll be honest. At the end of the day, as nitty gritty, down bone to the barrel, they killed progress. Because people were able to kind of by creating those mule characters with the Shadewap points.
Mm.
People weren't playing the content. You see what I'm saying? They're not
Yeah.
grinding. They're not so if they're not grinding, they're not going to participate in your seasons and buy the caches and buy the it's a business
Mhm.
model. So they have to stop you from progressing that way and those little tricks so that you can
Yeah.
grind and buy the damn passes and now they're selling loot space for 20 bucks, okay? So
Yeah.
I just see it as a business model where that's a F to the players in that aspect, in that example, it's an F to the player
Mhm.
saying, F you pay me. Okay? That's how I see
Yeah.
it. Because it does hurt progression. Anything that hurts
Yeah.
progression is an F you pay me to me. Okay? But
Good
yeah,
point.
suffice it to say, Ubisoft is in a lot of financial problems, so I understand that out of it. But anyway, so it killed progression in many ways. I mean, I'm gonna probably eventually run out of those points eventually. I mean, I have a person in the clan, and I'm not gonna say his name. He's broke. I mean, he's homeless. He's got all these guns. He's got all the he's got all these guns and gear and everything, and he does not
Yeah.
have a freaking ceramic to his name. Okay, and if you're
Uh,
listening, you know who you are. He can't do anything because he doesn't have a ceramic to his name. You
and,
know.
and you know, and I understand how that can be difficult if you're a person who loves making builds, who is like constantly making new builds. I'm not one of those people.
Neither am I.
So I've still got watch levels from my last New York run because I don't really make new builds, and when I do, I use the same pieces and just add in a couple of new ones here and there to go for what I'm going for because I'm DPS. I don't use the green stuff.
The
I
green stuff.
despise the
Yeah.
um because I can never remember what it's called. To me, it's green with the color blindness setting I use. I don't know what color it is for you guys who use normal settings.
No, I get what you're
Um,
saying. I get it. Your
but yeah, like
DPS.
the greens. Yeah, my DPS. Like I hate striker. I hate anything that I have to actually go and get stacks for. So I don't make builds out of it.
Right, right. So DPS,
I'll use I DPS. I am like, give me the gold stuff, give me the yellow stuff,
yeah,
because I don't have to proc anything.
right. Give me the
It's just
Fox's Prayer, the Petrov. Give me those.
yeah, give me the stuff that all I have to do is aim and pull the trigger, and I don't have to go and like try get my damage.
Right.
So I don't make new builds like some of the rest of you guys do.
Okay.
And so I can understand how,
Some people.
the stop of progression, I believe is how you worded it. Um,
For the new characters, yeah. Yeah. For the new characters.
with that aspect, right? Would affect you guys.
The raw materials. Hmm.
But I do want to touch on that though. That I was kind of glad when they did that because it was a real kick in the jaw to the new players. And at that time, I was upset at the new players
Why?
because if there are any devs ever going to hear this, I am so sorry.
Don't be sorry. They don't.
No disrespect, but the devs bend over backwards for the new players. Oh, the new players are struggling too much to do this. They dumb it down. Oh, it's too much work. Here, let me throw this at you. Oh, well, we can't get into raids because we can't matchmake, or we can't find people who are running the raids to help do carries for the EB, this, that, or whatever, or it doesn't drop the first time. Well, we're going to put it in the dark zone. I was okay with them putting the EB and the RAV and that in the dark zone at the drop rate they had it in. But do you know how many times I've gotten it in the last week?
A lot.
Do you know how many EBs and RAVs that I have crushed in the last week?
I presume a lot because it surprised me the hell when I went to the dark zone and an EB and a Ravenous kept dropping to me and I'm like, what
Right?
the
Like
hell is
it's
this? Do you know what I had to do to get this gun? You mother.
and so for that reason I'm frustrated, not mad, not upset. I don't hate them, but at the same time that could have been so much done differently. They could have been like, okay, you know what? For a raid, we can matchmake for a normal raid, not the story mode raid or whatever it was that you can matchmake for, where you don't get the EB. But for the whatever the rate is that you have to have an 8 stack to do it, they could have put matchmaking on that
Yeah.
and made it easier rather than just throwing out the points of the raid to the whole community to just everyone, their mom, their cat, their grandma, and their farm animals can all get it at the drop of a hat.
I
Anyways.
I can't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Because they give out everything like candy, whereas
Yeah, and that's where my
it's
frustration
insulting.
comes in.
It's insulting to us veterans. It really isn't in many ways. I can't disagree with that. Giving away an Eagle Bear. First they kill the Eagle Bear, then they just it's just giving it away like, oh yeah, here. I get what you're saying. So that's that they make those decisions to make the game easier, and it's another baby, put a baby in the crib type of thing
Hmm.
where this game is not meant to be played like you can't just sign on and all of a sudden you haven't been here for 3 years and you're gonna get everything you want. Like it's not supposed to be like that. It's division.
No.
They do baby them a lot because they
Yeah.
cry on YouTube, they cry, and who has the ears of the developers? Do the developers ever ask the PvP community? And I'm not saying me, I'm saying in general. Do they ever invite them to Sweden to talk about PvP balancing or anybody? No. No, no, they don't. They ignore us like we're stepchildren of the company or something. Like we don't play the game.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take, but I get it. All right,
Yeah.
so moving forward, prototype gear and weapons will drop in the contaminated loot in the new Blackout Dark Zone. I think that's great. You know why? Because it brings me back to the beginning days of like, hey, if you get a drop, you want to extract it, somebody could take your shit. So there's like
Yeah.
a element of like, there's gonna be a ton of people farming in there. There are noobs that are gonna get their stuff stolen soon. So just be advised.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it, right? Like that part of it brings back the element of
Excitement.
excitement of like why some people went into the dark zone. Like back in the day it was reward versus risk, right? You were rewarded for going in there, but the risk was, where are you going to get it out?
Exactly.
And that's what the dark zone is. As much as the dark zone is about PvP for us, the whole other element of that is the risk versus reward.
Hey,
So
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Hussam
no,
was
go
in the
ahead.
chat at 5:03 saying he fell asleep, long night at work. Hussam, don't worry about it. If you want to join on Discord, you can hop on the conversation. If not, we'll schedule another one. Don't worry
Oh,
about
he
it.
is in here. He is in here.
Oh,
I'm
is he?
here.
Oh, hey!
Hey, how you doing, guys?
How you
Hey.
doing? You fell asleep. I kind of figured,
Yeah. It's a long night for working in the warehouse. Tio, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, you were talking about the new character when they took it away from us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion, like if they manage to make us get it, but not in a full, like if you have 10,000, they can give you only 20%. That's gonna help. But it's only because if you get the regular season, one brand set, one gear set, and two exotic, that's not a problem. We can farm for that and make it expertise level 30. But
Yeah.
you made a whole change for many, many gear sets. Like you need the watch level now. Do you have 511 max out, 6 pieces? Expertise level 30. None of us have it because 511 is dead. 511 now is going to be a major for PvE because it have protection from elites. 5% from the people in the dark zone have the True Patriots. Now the True Patriot is going to be one of the best brand set in the game. So nobody have it. So all the people gonna have to farm for it, and they're gonna need the watch points to increase the expertise for it. That's we don't have. I have 10,000 SHD level, but I have only 2,000 points left.
Right.
That's not enough for all those changes. So I don't need 10,000 back. I need only 20%, which is 2,000 when I make a new character. They have to bring that back 100%. And about the Eagle Bearer, when they put it everywhere now, that was a big mistake. You know, people started their YouTube channel and reached 10,000 subscribers only from doing the raid. They quit because nobody going to the raid. It's not worth it to get 8 people to do the raid for a gun that is already nerfed 3 times. You can get it
Yes,
from
yes.
doing
That's a great point, Hussam.
retaliation when you get the blueprint. I got the blueprint from retaliation. I didn't even know that I have it. So
Hey,
yeah,
hey, Hussam. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna take just 2 minutes to go to the bathroom. Can you guys just continue
Yep.
on? Just continue on
y-
without me for 2 minutes. Thanks.
yeah,
Okay.
it's all right. It's okay. So yeah, with all the new changes, they have to give us something back, like the watch level, and I see the prototype gonna start to drop in the dark zone. That's good.
Yes.
Because now we
Mm-hmm.
don't have to fight each other. We can farm those people who's gonna be doing the landmark to get those stuff. There's gonna be more interest. Yeah,
Well, we're still gonna be farming, just not NPCs.
yeah. There's gonna
We're
be
gonna farm.
people.
We're gonna farm the farmers.
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna farm the farmers, and they're gonna be not happy with that. I'm good with that. I don't care if they are happy or not. It's the dark zone. They should know what's gonna happen. But I'm happy with that 100%. I'm with the developers.
yeah. No, I'm excited for the prototype to be coming into the DZ. I believe
That's
it's
good.
next
Yeah,
season.
that's
It'll add that element, and it'll be
It's gonna
fun.
it's gonna bring more people to the dark zone. The dark zone in the last 2 years, as you saw, Tiro, we are fighting each other. Only like 55 people, the same names, the same faces. That's
Yeah.
it. We are fighting only each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no new people, and actually people doesn't go to the dark zone because of those people are cheating, and that's true. Lots of cheaters in the dark zone. So they need little bit to stop throwing content and stop banning people. If they really ban like 100 people, if I'm a cheater and I'm your friend, and you are trying to be a cheater, and you know that I got banned, you will give up on that idea of cheating.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be example, make example, and Master Luke was talking about the content creator that doesn't talk to the developers about the PvP. Look, I have a whole video. I made it like 6 months ago. I didn't post it. It's still on my PlayStation because if I post it, my channel is gonna get destroyed by those YouTubers. I talked to the biggest 3 YouTubers about it, and one of them said, I can make changes. I made changes on Division 1 and I can make the changes on Division 2, but I'm not gonna do it. Because even though the amount of viewers on the content for PvP doesn't is less than dropping a video built for PvE. Like I
Yeah.
said, I got like 50,000 viewers on a build on PvE. While I'm gonna kill myself in the dark zone for 7,000 viewers, I'm not gonna do that. So now they put themselves first. It's me, and F everyone. I don't
Yeah.
care about PvP, but he can make the change. He said, I did this, I did that, I did this. And if you go back to Division, there was no, Division 1, there was no classified gear set. The guy who was talking, he said, I'm the one who told them to add the 5th and the 6th gear set so to become classified. And he posted it. He felt that there's something wrong, and they told him, "Oh, you are talking to the PvP YouTuber. He's not big, but he have a big mouth." So what he did, he posted the video. In order me, I'm not gonna post the video. And I
Yeah.
talked to nothing but his skills, and he said, "Oh, we can't talk about it." Raw Gold said the same thing. He said, I can't talk about it. But they are banning people. They are banning cheater, but I can't talk about the PvP. Skills
Oh
said,
man.
yeah.
Husam,
Skills
Husam,
said, yeah.
Husam, can I just interject real quick? We all
Yes.
like you have a bigger following, right? So your experiences and your discussions with some of them, and I just want to share, if you let me, just interject because this is a
Mhm.
really good topic. This is one of the biggest things I want to talk about. I confronted a couple of them as well. I'm not gonna name names. This is not about naming names. I don't hate them or anything like that. But I did confront two of them, and they're, the big ones. One of them I confronted on his live stream, and I said, "Why don't you guys talk about PvP? Why do you guys ignore it?" You know what they told me? Both of them said the same thing. Okay, they said, "Oh, we're under NDA, non-disclosure agreements."
That's what they told me. Correct.
That's what they told you too, right? So independently, we've never talked about, you and I have never talked about this before, but independently, they both said the same thing to you. They both said the same thing to me. Non-disclosure agreement. So when they said that, I stopped for a second and I was thinking, wait a second, wait a second. You're a YouTube content creator. You cover Division 2 as your primary income for some of them. Okay. I don't know if they have second jobs, but a lot of them treat it like their primary income. You
Hmm.
signed an NDA that does not allow you to talk about negative aspects of the game, PvP, because you're afraid of the developers? Wait a second, wait a second. So that's where I stopped. I'm like, you know what? Now I understand. They don't play PvP. They don't want to cover PvP because it's a taboo subject. They're gonna get in trouble. They don't want to talk about it. And if they did sign an NDA to not talk about it, oh, that is crazy to me. That it's you traded your money and your channel, your selfish views, in my opinion, this is my opinion, your selfish views as a content creator to not cover PvP because you want to be friends with the developers. That's my opinion. You could disagree, but that's how I feel. What do you think?
That's correct. Look, they got the benefit of the shout out. The developers gave them something that people gonna know who's those YouTubers. Just like the outfit, okay, this is the tag on the hand, the name. They became more popular, but in the same time, don't talk shit about the game, or don't talk shit, especially on the PvP, because the developers until now they didn't figure out how to fix it. And one of the biggest YouTubers said that I can make changes on the Division 2, but I will not because it's not worth it. And the amount of viewers that I get from PvE is more than the PvP. So why I have to talk to the developers about it? So I'm good with the PvE now. And by the way, he is famous of PvP in Division 1. Now he switched to PvE and that's it. The
Okay,
same thing
enough
with
said.
the
I know who you're talking
yeah,
about. Enough said.
yeah. And the other one, all of them were on live stream. And I made the video, but if I posted the video, I'm gonna get attacked because they have thousands of subscribers that they like them. So I'm gonna get destroyed. So I stopped. For me, I don't attack YouTubers. I want to be friends with all of them. I always, when I see something wrong on the Discord, I write for Raw Gold. All those events that we have in PvE, why they are working in PvP? Why I have a 3 skill Terra in the Dark Zone while my build doesn't have any skill Terra? That's the event. But the event's supposed to be for PvE, not for PvP. I wrote for Raw Gold. Raw Gold told me I already told the developers, and we will see what happened. And it happened again. It happened again. It happened again. Nothing get fixed. And as I told Tiro about the PvE, people doesn't go to the dark zone because of the cheaters. Yes, they don't go to because of the cheaters, but if the developers ban like 100 people, make them as example for others, no one's gonna start to cheat. That's it. No one
The
will
cheating
lose
thing
it.
is another hot topic. I mean,
Yeah.
Tiro, you know this. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
As a PvP community, it's killing the game. It almost made me quit several times where I deleted the game. I'm like, I'm not going back. But And what's crazy is I get accused of cheating. Everybody gets accused of cheating for stupid reasons, but with no proof. Like my gripe with PvPers is like people that just live stream and just because they're losing, everybody's cheating. So that's my gripe. Like, not everyone is cheating, okay? But there are
No.
cheaters, okay? There
Oh
are
no, there
cheaters. That's
definitely
not
are.
debated, okay? And we're not even, and I'm gonna give you guys, I don't know if you know this, right? I'm gonna just talk about this a little bit because it's a big topic for me. There's blatant cheating with the stupid exploits, with the Tinkerer glitch, with the auto nemesis that they just released on YouTube. Stupid cheats like that are so blatant and obvious that report. I just feel like every time I report somebody, it doesn't do anything. 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, next day they're always in the DZ. So I have a big gripe with the developers for not addressing the cheaters, the actual people who are blatantly cheating. But then there's like people who secretly cheat. And what do I mean by secretly cheat? It doesn't take Cronus or Titan 2 or third party to cheat in this game, to be honest with you guys, even though
Mm-mm.
that may be happening. People people cheat in this old 7-year-old game through various ways, including mouse and keyboard, but also what they do, this might be the only game where your network connection gives you an advantage because what they mess with their settings, they mess with their MTU settings, they use VPN, they use certain things to delay damage. There's so many things happening. But on the other hand of the spectrum, you have to realize that what I realized is that the Ubisoft and Division 2 servers are so shit. There is so much desync going on, and I have like legit proof of desync all the time. At desync, for what I mean to say is that the server, the client, your game, sending information to the authenticator server where it tells them, okay, yes, you are in this position. So I have clips and clips of people that I 1v1 where I'm behind them, I'm shooting them in the back, but at the same time they're shooting me in the back. That is server
Mm-hmm.
desync. And a lot of people who claim cheats don't realize that this is happening all the time, but you're in the thick of it because you're strafing, you're moving around, you don't realize that there's desync happening in your server. And desync doesn't have to show packet loss either. You could look at your network stats and see perfectly everything is fine, but desync is occurring in the game. So I just wanted to throw that out that there's a lot of elements of cheating, not only the blatant cheating, but manipulation of your connection. Okay, so I don't know, thoughts on that. And I have proof.
Yeah, and not only that, people take advantage of jumping from Europe to United States and the opposite, or from Australia to United States. The latencies, there's a big difference. They might not gonna take too much damage. Like the registration of the bullets is gonna be like you shoot them with 30 bullets, only like a 20 gonna register. That's big advantage for them. And recently, we all know the Tinkerer mask glitch. Someone posted a video. He didn't need a Tinkerer mask to make the glitch. He did it without a glitch. And by the way, the talent that he's gonna glitch is not a talent. He's gonna take the basic damage of the sniper and put it on the FAMAS. The FAMAS gonna shoot 1 million for the bullets without using any talent from the sniper. It just grab any sniper because we know the sniper is the highest base damage in the game. So he just did it and he posted the video. He said, I don't need Tinkerer mask glitch. I'm doing another glitch. And he posted 1 million for the bullet and FAMAS.
Right,
They
right.
need to fix all of that. They need to fix that fire range. It doesn't affect the game. Most of the problem coming from the fire range to the dark zone. Even though the new incursion, if you go to the leaderboard, I saw people that legit finish it with 15 minutes, but I saw a lots of names. The one that using Nemesis glitch, they finished with 16 minutes. I finished it with 1 hour with a good team, with the best team. I got YouTubers with me. We took 1 hour. That's the best. That's the best time for us. 1 hour. How did they finish it in 16 minutes? They are using the Nemesis glitch on it.
Yeah, of
So
course, of course. People are using it to go and do escalations and all that stuff, but
correct.
you know,
That's
but
when they're gonna get them advantage when they're gonna get the prototype in the dark zone. Me and you, we don't have a prototype. I have only two pieces. You might have like 4 or 5, but those people gonna prototype everything. Cause me and you were gonna have to do the mission in 25 minutes. They're gonna do it in 5 minutes. That's the difference.
Yeah, I mean that glitch is just so, and now that they released it on YouTube how to do it, when I saw it, I was like, this is so stupid because I instantly knew why it's working. Partly you know how they do it, right? So they go to the swapping of the guns, Hassan, to
Mm.
do the
Yeah.
auto nemesis glitch, right? What many
Mhm.
people don't realize is, I do try these things, but I don't go out into the world and use it. So I'll go, like, when something like that happens, like, I don't cheat in PvP and I have never cheated. But I have done like some of the damage glitches for PvE purposes at the beginning of the game, the stupid turrets and stuff like that. I've done some of that, but not all of it. Like I didn't want to get banned, so I'll be honest. Like some of those PVE damage glitches, yeah, I did some of it, but I never used it in PvP. But when I saw them doing that, and I went to the firing range, I'm like, is it really this easy for them to do it? I tried it, and guess what? It didn't work for me. You know why it wasn't working for me personally in the firing range? Because my internet speed, and this is what I presume, okay, I have a hardwired internet connection with Verizon Fios high speed internet. I'm in the East servers. I'm trying to replicate what they did, and it was not working for me. I was not able to do the auto nemesis glitch. But the minute that I go to Europe servers, it works. The minute that I go to Europe servers, it works. So what does that tell you, Hussam? The freaking
Okay.
game, the network, right? The client is sending information to Ubisoft servers, and by swapping so fast, any little bit of delay is causing the game to think that I'm still holding the Nemesis while I'm holding the LMG. That's the real problem with the glitch. It's not that the people could do it easily, it's that their game servers suck. And I'm just gonna say that, okay? I'll stop right there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah. So what do we have? What's the changes like? What's the
well,
major changes?
coming up,
Yeah.
they posted. You can go on their site. So they got the Blackout DZ. We talked about that. Tiro and I talked about how it's a good thing for us. It's exciting. Invaded DZ, Blackout, you can use your expertise stuff. I get it. But I mean your prototype stuff. But prototype is just, again, the negative side to me is it's classified gear from Division 1. You're going to have to farm now. You're going to have to do all this stuff. Again, we're back to square one. Cycle repeats. That's the negative for me. The positive is it keeps the game moving. At least the DZ will be maybe more populated than what it is. But then the negative is people are gonna cheat. People are gonna kill you with auto nemesis. So it's like,
I told
there's
Tiro.
a shit stain no matter what you think about it. There's a excuse my language, a shit stain
uh,
hovering over you, a cloud that's not being
Yeah,
addressed because they keep allowing people to use auto nemesis and lag switch glitches in the dark zone.
correct. I just told Tiro in the last 2 years we are only fighting each other. We are the same names, the same faces, fighting each other. Maybe that thing is gonna bring back the PvE people to go to the dark zone. I don't care if they are 6 people farming the same landmark and I'm gonna attack them. That's gonna be fun. But in the same time, I don't want a lag switcher to come and kill all of them. Those people are not gonna back to the dark zone anymore.
Exactly. It's already killing. Like, I don't care, they lag switch us, we leave, right? And tomorrow we
Yeah.
come back, we change servers, whatever. It's the people who we want to fight. So when they come up with these grand ideas, and I'm talking about developers, oh, we're gonna do crossplay with Xbox and this, I said, what does all that matter if at the end of the day, as soon as you step into the DZ, somebody auto nemesis is you? What the hell does that matter? What plans you have? You know what I mean? Like, it's just another cloud. So it makes the game not fun. It's like dreadful. Every time I want to go into DZ and have fun, somebody ruining it. And it's like, why am I stressing myself out? I could go outside, ride my electric scooter, smoke cigarettes and drink. Why am I gonna be here playing this stupid game?
Yeah, a
Well,
hundred
because you could
percent.
be playing the game and drinking like the rest of us
I
sometimes.
think you need an alcoholic drink every time you log into the game. It should give you
Well, it's
a
not
trophy.
quite not quite every time, but yeah, I mean, if you watched my stream, any one of my streams this week, you would have heard me talking about my gin. Like, it was a gin week, okay, for this game and for whatever else, right? So Yeah, there's just some days where you just need alcohol to go with your game.
Yeah,
You want to play a game for fun. But
Yeah.
for me, the fun is over 2 years ago. I started only to go to the dark zone so I can make a content that I can't anymore. I'm gonna kill one or two. I'm gonna die with a lag switch. I can't get the third kill anymore, and for me, it's over. And I started to post video without solo manhunt, not because I can't. It's because of I'm dying by the lag switchers, and this is when I opened my menu and I saw 5, 6 lag switchers in my friend list. Started to
my
delete
God.
all of them, and look, we fight each other too many times in dark zone. And we were 4. There's a server. I was solo. I never lose it. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't do anything. I didn't accuse you. Even when you posted the video, you said Hassam said that's a lot of damage because the build was doing a lot of damage because the build was good. I never accused someone who's a good player by cheating. And at the same time, like, I'm good. If I die with facing a good player, I'm so good with that. But don't tell me that someone who doesn't know how to play the game is gonna kill you with lag switch or auto nemesis. That's gonna destroy me. I
Yeah.
challenged in my last video. I challenged a lag switcher in 1v1. I manhunt him in 1v1. Guess what? After I manhunt him, he didn't only do the lag switch that he disappeared for like 5 seconds. I couldn't see where he is. He did the nemesis glitch with it. I'm dead.
That happens all the time, and I know this to be true, just like you guys know this to be true. Let's cut through the BS. All the lag switchers are trash players. The reason they lag switch is because they don't know how to play the game. They don't invest the time. They just want to have ruin everybody's day. I know this. I know this. I've known this for a while. I mean, they're all trash. You challenge them to legit fights, they lose. They don't know how to play the game. They don't know how to strafe. Their aim sucks, so they just lag switch. Oh yeah, let me just lag switch.
But they look. 5 years ago, we caught lag switcher on Europe server. We said that if they didn't ban that dude, after a while, the lag switch is gonna be everywhere in the dark zone, and it's happened. The dude, for 5 years, he's lag switching. He's the first one who started the lag switch, and every time he get a new friend, he's gonna teach him. The
Yeah.
friend is gonna teach his friend, and everybody knows how to do it. And the YouTube help people to know how to do it because people posting that on YouTube how to do it. So
Apparently it's either it's software or whatever you do. Mostly it's software, I think. I did a couple videos on lag switchers and I sent all these files to the developers. I reported everybody and they did nothing. So
they were
they
not gonna listen to you
no,
or me.
I'm
They
nobody,
listen to
three
three
content
people
creators. Yep,
only,
yep,
and those are 3 people. We all talked about it. They
yep,
they are not allowed to talk about PvP,
yep.
and
NDAs. Yep. Sad
that's the whole
story,
thing.
sad story. But
Yeah,
at the end of this conversation regarding this, just to move on from the cheating, because we all know what's happening in the
yeah.
game. We really do. It's old news and it's just bullshit. But why do you think people still play Div 2 despite all this stuff? I personally think it's just because there's nothing else like it or comparable, and everybody's just kind of just waiting here in a lobby until something better comes out. That's my opinion. Why do you guys still think people play Tira? Why do you still play this game?
I play this game because I absolutely love it. like
You guys play Division 1, right?
I played Division 1 to death. I locked myself in the house for a week, didn't answer my phone.
I never played Division 1 before.
Oh, Hussam, you missed a lot.
The day that I was traveling from my country to United States was in the last month of 2016. I have only one friend who play video games, and he played the Division 1. I bought it the same day that I'm flying, and I came to here. My manager at work, he played Division, and I told him I will play with you, and I saw the game is so good that I want to be, I want to be a good player on it. And he said, wait, the Division 2 is gonna release in a few months. And I was like, okay. Then I started to play the Division. I'm not on it, but this unique game, looter shooter, the content is amazing. The graphic is, the new games doesn't have that graphic. The graphic is amazing. The game is amazing, but the developers destroy the game. That's all.
They don't play.
I love it.
This is a sentiment that is shared amongst everybody I
Mm.
talk to in PvP. They always tell me, Luke, the developers don't play their own game. How can they know?
Before there was only one playing the game. You remember you were talking about the Berserk chess piece, remember?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a baby crying from one of the developers dying every day by the clutch build. And I swear it's on PC. And he cried about it too many times that he didn't change the talent. He deleted the talent from the game.
Wow. I don't recall that, but I quit the game after they did that, so for a year.
You
But
made the one build, I made two builds of clutch, one for SMG, one for assault rifle, and I was destroying people. I die when I face another clutch build who's better than me. Yes.
yes,
But
yes,
any
yes.
other builds, I'm destroying them. Then I saw this dude crying. I told my friends, they're gonna destroy the clutch build.
And they did.
did it.
And they did it. Yep. And Clutch was so amazing, but you had to fight. Clutch taught me how to fight because Clutch, I was running double FAMASas because I couldn't afford to reload. The time spending reloading could get me killed. So I would literally just run double FAMASas with demolition as specialization so that if my armor broke, the magazine would be refilled. And then if that didn't happen, I would swap to the other FAMAS just to keep shooting. You know how Clutch worked, Berserk, but
Yes.
so it taught me how to face tank people. It taught me for years how to like fight 3v4 and not, separate people and all that stuff. So when they killed
Yeah.
that, I left the game for a year because they just, come on, they killed it for me. But this does bring up another topic I wanted to talk with you guys, which is, if you allow me to kind of bring this up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
the whole topic about gear, and they keep introducing new gear. Yes, so they keep introducing shit into the game every season. It's shit. You may find one good piece, but the topic, God, I just lost my mind. Hold on, I lost my track of
Yes.
thought. I just lost it. It's important to me because I was thinking about what was I thinking about? Gear balancing. I was talking about. Let me
Mm.
just get back to it. Let me just get back to it. It's gonna come back to me. I lost it for a second. We're talking about cheaters. We're talking about this, that, gear sets. Okay, okay, counters. Here's what I want to talk about. Every time they do nerfs and rebalancing, as they call it, right? What I see is obviously a cycle that keeps repeating itself, but they don't create counters to things. Rather than nerfing stuff, why don't you create counters to what is happening? So if a build is OP, they don't seem to want to create a counter to that OP. Rather than that, it's easier just to nerf it to the ground. And this segues to like the striker. They were talking about nerfing striker. They're talking about nerfing determined. They're talking about all these things that they want to nerf. Rather than nerfing all the time, create a counter to it. Because you guys know as much as I do in PvP. Most PvP fights that are 4v4 where people are using something, in order to beat them, most of the time you have to match their energy. You have to match what they're doing. So if four people are using protector reload, sometimes the best way to beat most times is to use the same thing and beat them at their own game because there's not enough counters to things. That's my opinion. Want to hear your thoughts.
My thought is they can't make counter because look, the game's supposed to be end after the World of New York. They kept milk the cow. They kept they kept throwing a new gear set, a new brand set, a new gear set. It became a lot. It became a lot. Most of them is none of us using them, and the developers start to fire the people
Oh
and
yes.
bring in new people. The people have no clue what's going on.
Nope.
The people doesn't play the game at all, as
Nope.
you said.
Yep.
Then they lost it. they can't control it anymore. So it's gonna take them a long time to do that, the count, I think. But if they need something now, let's do it now. The option is nerf.
Nerf. Yep. Nerf. 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 Nerf.
That's the only option for now. For the future, I don't know if they can able to do the counter. That's mean changing on the gear sets and the brand sets, or put in new ones that get the counter. But every time they put a new one, the game is gonna be more broke, more broke. The game is got destroyed. How many times you go to the dark zone and the FPS is going down? Everything look like the Minecraft for you. So they need to stop. Like,
They are stopping adding in. I mean, okay, no, they're still adding stuff. Let me rephrase that. They're now not adding in like 30 new pieces every season starting next season. And I believe they talked about that on the live stream this past Monday, of where for the yellow gear, they will only be adding in named pieces as opposed to whole sets of it, which is going to cut down on that, which is great. I mean, I think that's a step in the right direction of constantly adding in more gear. I'm not sure if they're adding in the other stuff, what I call the green stuff. I mean that's a bonus, right? Like, I mean, I know we need new stuff. We need something that's creative or whatever, but that's going to help with that. Hopefully, maybe some of those perfect talents or some of those new pieces with new talents will provide us with counters to some of this other stuff that we're having to deal with, as with the changing around of the attributes on the gear that they're going to be doing. That might, and I know that's another really hot topic in the community, especially for those that are constantly making new builds, constantly making builds videos or this, that, and whatever, and with all the needing resources to optimize the builds to be perfect and whatever. That's gonna help a lot in that. I lost my train of thought. Just went poof. Just to have those counters, right? To not have as much to deal with, including needing the stash space for all these other pieces.
Staff and materials. Like, you don't have space in your stash. You don't have materials to upgrade your gear sets. So yeah, they need to stop it. I know.
Yep.
I know the Survivor is coming, and the new DLC, the park for New York is coming. So let's hope they can fix the game, because I don't want to go to the survival on PvP and die with the lag switcher, because it's one time you die, you finish, that's it. Yeah. I don't want to die like that. I want to die in legit fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as a content creator, I said it before and I will say it again, I can't make any videos anymore. Even if I change my name, people are gonna know me, and I'm not that dude who's gonna change his name because he's afraid from people to kill him in the dark zone. My name from day one to this moment, the same name. I changed only the 9 to 8, and that's it.
What do you think about the recent nerfs, Hussam? Did it change your gear any metas for you?
Look, I just talked to the people. I have the game on PC. For some reason, I don't have the PTS. I can't download the PTS anymore. And I was watching the list of changes. It's good, actually. We're gonna have more varieties of builds, but we're gonna have some builds that is gonna be so OP.
OP, yep.
Okay, and in the last 20 days, did you see people what they are doing? They are going with full red. You face tank them, you are dead. Even
Yeah.
if you are 2 million armors with the best build, and if he got cover behind the car,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get melted immediately.
Yeah.
So they need to balance that little bit. I think that's gonna be a balance for it. Um, I hope to see it on live, like when we're gonna get the update. I don't want to see it on papers, because on papers, do you remember when they said Tinkerer Mask was not gonna work in the Dark Zone? It's worked. They said they
Bullshit.
nerfed
Bullshit.
they nerfed the Bighorn to the ground. The Bighorn is still working. It's still destroying people.
Bighorn is awesome. It's still great.
Yeah, yeah. So they said they nerf it, but actually still working. No, and when I say nerf it, I need it to go to the stash. Because
Yes.
do you know why?
I
It's
love the
not because I
Bighorn.
hate it.
I love the Bighorn
Absolutely.
because I'm a
Look,
That
headshot
is,
player.
I
I'm a headshot.
absolutely hate that
yeah.
gun. I don't use it like
You
at
use it
all.
for 2 years. That's it. That's it. You use it for 2 years. Put it in the stash. Just like the Sate Elmo. A whole year, I got destroyed in the Dark Zone because of the Sate Elmo. Everybody's using Sate Elmo. That's it. Sate Elmo in the
I
stash.
only just started using the ammo when this whole Thunderstrike bug came out, when everyone
Yeah.
was like, running Thunderstrike and procking it with their skills
Yeah,
in
correct.
the last month. That is the one and only time I've ever brought up the state ammo.
Wow.
That I have never used the ammo up until Thunderstrike came out, and I got tired of getting shocked by people, quote unquote,
Who's
cheating
not
or
supposed to?
exploiting a
Yeah,
bug,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Procking it how it's not supposed to be procced. And I'm like, you know what? Forget it. That is the only weapon I've actually grabbed that I had to go and shoot ads or shoot players. But if you watch
Yeah.
any of my live streams, it's worth every bit of it just to hear me giggle every time somebody gets a shocking experience, because it's as much a shock to me as it is to them.
I know.
Correct.
So the one thing we all have in common here, because I've looked at your contents too. I do follow you guys. We are not cheese players. We don't use cheese for the most part to play. Like I
No.
don't want to use status. I'm not a skill player. I don't foam you. Now if now here's the caveat. There we'll be fighting a team of four that is constantly foaming us. So we'll just match their energy, right? The game is about
Yeah.
matching energy. So if you want to foam me, I'll foam you. You want to snipe me, I'll snipe you. So, but I don't use cheese. I don't use shock bullets, fire bullets,
No.
iron lungs. Like those things sit in the stash and collect dust. Now, if you're a
Yeah.
player that likes to use it, that's your game. You want to play that way. I don't want to mention any names, but I call it archetypes, right? These player archetypes. The people that, so there's one archetype of PvP players that will sit in the checkpoint all the time, scared to leave the checkpoint, but they'll throw their skills at you for, 2 hours. The other
Yeah.
archetype is people like, recently Hussam fought. I'm not going to mention names, where a group of four of them will foam you and talk shit over you, and they're bullshit little wannabe YouTube channels, but at the end of the day, they're just idiots. They're clowns, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? They just foam you just to get a reaction from you. That's it. So they can kill you and feel good about themselves. But then when you actually want to fight them, they'll spend the time running away along the Dark Zone for 2 hours, so you got to
Or camping or camping in, like, a funnel area, right?
Right. So,
Yeah.
so it's like those archetypes of players I don't play with, and I'll be honest, I don't like to play with that archetype of player, even though I know it's their strategy, right? That's what they want to
Yeah.
do. They want to run around for an hour and then, funnel you, snipe you. Okay, that's your strategy. I'm not hating on you. It's just not how I want to play. So if you don't want to play like I want to play, I just leave the server, right?
Well,
But
exactly.
yeah.
And on that, like, and then if you've got those players that are rogues, well, think about DZ South. I absolutely hate DZ South, so I'm going to use that as an example. The
Shocking.
stairwell dwellers. I call them stairwell dwellers. If all they want to do is go into that stairwell with whatever build they're going, whether it be their striker chatterbox, which used to be really big. If you're just going to sit there and you're going to camp, you don't want to fight, you just want to sit there, emote, talk shit, whatever, I'm going to pull out a fucking status build on you. I have a status build, but how often do you actually see me use it?
No, not often. Like you
Like,
use
if
it
you're
when
like you camp on that stairwell, and I'm sure as hell going to pull it out after I die 5 times.
Yeah, but there's people out. Yeah, but there's people that
right?
literally
But
every time I see them, they have foam in their hand. Like every
yeah,
time they sleep, eat, and drink foam. It's like what,
Correct.
you know. And then they have the nerve to talk shit to you when they foam you with a bighorn and shoot you in the head with a few bullets. You know, it's like really okay, but in an actual 1v1, you get your ass whooped. So anyway, that's just my gripe with some. But you know. I don't hate
Yeah.
on anybody. I've said this with some.
no, no, there's no
Hate is
hating
a
on
too
anybody.
strong word for me. Even my own personal beefs with players has nothing to do with like personal stuff. It's more like every time somebody says I'm cheating, they have no proof. You've never seen me lag switch. I don't use third party. I was part of Uno's thing. I could be on camera if you want, hand cam. I'm not the best player. I lose in 1v1s all the time. But I also realize that not everybody's cheating and the game has a lot of server problems. Like those two things are underrated, you know, because there's a lot of decent going on and people like you Hassam said, like yeah, people come in from Europe. They come in from other places. There's desync. You have to realize that. Stop saying everybody's cheating. Not everybody's cheating. Please provide direct proof if you think somebody's cheating. Provide a
I
clip,
mean, shit,
right?
they called me a cheater,
Or they call everybody a cheater when they lose.
Yeah.
They call
right?
Hassan a
Like,
cheater. They call everybody a cheater. I'm a cheater. I'm a
yeah.
cheater because I can hit headshots with a bighorn. Do you know how easy it is for me to hit headshots with a bighorn? It's not a difficult thing, okay? It's not. I don't know why people think it's
You
difficult.
play the game for 8 years and you
I played
still can't do headshots. That's a
Fuck.
problem. That's a problem in your hands.
Yeah, you know, it's and don't compare Div 1 aim Div 1 aim assist was non-existent. So there was that game was hard to hit headshots, okay? This game, no. You know, the way aim assist works is it snaps onto your body, right? So I figured out how
Hmm.
to aim higher before I ADS you. So when I ADS you, my
Mm-hmm.
horizontal snaps onto your face, not your body. I figured that out a long time ago. Why should I share that with you to help you if you don't want to listen? You just think I'm a cheater or you think Tiro's a cheater or Hussam. I'm not going to share insider tips. That's your decision to figure out. It's for you to figure out, not me. You know,
Yeah.
so anyway, I'm just ranting, but
I
yeah.
try to help the community on how to work on your aim by take away the map, the mini map, and make it as a crosshair. On PC, crosshair is considered as a cheating if you have a crosshair program. On
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation, we don't have a crosshair unless you have a new monitor. So I don't have a new monitor in that time. I brought the mini map and make it as a crosshair in the middle of the screen that I made it as the point where I shoot. And
Mm.
I posted the video. Some people listened and they did it and it helped them to do the headshots with it. Other people, no, they kept saying, "Oh, you are cheating." So yeah, it's okay. You accuse me of cheating, as Master Luke says, no evidence. That's mean nothing.
It means nothing, yeah.
Yeah, it's mean nothing unless there is evidence.
Yep. And I mean every time I recently fought somebody 1v1 and he's always in the dark zone and he's like, "Yeah, you cheat, you're using this and that." And then I show him the clips and I'm like, "I can go live on camera with a hand cam. It's not cheating." But you know what? I figured out, Hussam, you can't satisfy everybody. They still think the way they think. And on the one hand, I can't blame them because there's too many exploits in the DZ, right? So sometimes
Correct.
the water gets muddy and it's hard to tell. That's kind of where I'm at. But there is 100% server desync going on, and I was gonna show because some people don't even understand what I'm talking about when I say desync. Like I fight within the clan, within Cap Clan, we do 1v1s, and I have clear evidence of constant desync where me and Chronic, KRCD, in two clips, he is literally shooting behind me and I'm shooting behind him at the same time, and we're both taking damage. That is constantly happening
Crazy.
in the
Yeah.
freaking game, guys. And I have two
Mm-hmm.
clips that I could show if you're watching my stream. I'm trying to pull up another clip because this is important and this goes to the heart of there are actual cheaters in the game. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Are there people who don't realize that there's server desync? Yes, and they think that you're cheating all the time. That's not true. But if you don't have evidence, please stop saying that, oh, he's cheating on the live streams. If you don't have evidence, or actual proof of any history of cheating, then stop it. That's my biggest gripe with you, to share with you guys. They constantly
Mm.
say these things against me or other people just because they can't beat you. So they'll say we're cheating. So I just want to show you, for people who don't understand, maybe there's PvE people, the servers have desync all the time. And I have two clips here where I can show you exactly. This is two clips. On the left side is my POV. So this is my point of view. I'm fighting a clanmate named KRCD Chronic. On the right side is his point of view. Okay, so from
Mhm.
his point of view, I want to show his first. So this is his point of view. We start the 1v1. Now, the server was not lagging. My network stats were fine. Everything was fine. Nothing was happening in the server. And obviously, clanmates are not going to, I mean, we're not going to cheat against each other.
Hmm.
So this is his point of
Well, you
view.
hope not.
No, I mean,
I'm
you hope
kidding.
not, right?
I'm kidding.
Right, but here he comes. So everything is fine. Nobody's lagging. There are a lot of people in the server. Sometimes I feel like other people might be doing weird stuff. But so he starts shooting me. He starts shooting me. He starts shooting me. Right now, he strafes. He goes to my right, left. Okay, we're strafing. We're strafing. Right here. So right here, he's behind me. Right, you guys see that? It's clear as
Yeah.
day. He's shooting me in the back, and he's doing damage. So I go down. Right, boom. Now I want you to see my point of view. This is my POV. Same fight, and I'm gonna time it. So everything is fine. This is my point of view. We're strafing. Look what happened when I get to that position.
You behind
Mhm.
him. Hmm.
But people don't understand this, Hussam. Like it's almost like I have to repeat. You know what I'm saying? So I did this cut to the right here, and he comes back, and it's like player collision. So I'm behind him now, and at this very moment, on his screen, he's behind me. So this is what's happening. This is the same fight. He kills me here, right here, where I did this cut. Let's go back here really quickly. I did this cut to the left on his screen. And right there, I'm behind on the left, I'm behind him. Clearly, I'm shooting him in the back. But on his screen, he's behind me shooting me in the back.
In the back. Yeah.
And then when you look at my POV, look at this on the left side, look at my POV. I'm shooting him, but at the same time, his gun is pointed the other way and I'm taking damage. Look. I'm taking damage. And on his screen, he's behind me and he's not taking damage. This is not cheating. This is what's called constant server desync, player collision, whatever you want to call it. This happens all the time and people don't realize it. Oh, he's not taking damage. It's desync, people. It's desync. And this is one of the most prevalent examples that I can show. Is it always chalked up to desync? No, there are people who are actually lag switching too. But you gotta
Yeah,
have
there's
to,
definitely people who are micro lagging for that as well. But
micro lag switching, right, where they're
yeah,
manipulating like MTU settings on their network, there's shitty connections. So this should be no news to everybody. We know this as PvP players, but I just hate when
I
people
mean,
say you're
but you
cheating,
would
you're
be
cheating.
surprised though at how many PvP players don't acknowledge that or don't understand that. Like I'm not going to name any names. I could probably name 5 people. I'm not going to name them, but I've got about 5 people who would call that lag switching or cheating, and it doesn't matter how many times you tell them that person's not lag switching because you personally know that person, and
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, I've had that happen between me and one of my adopted boys from the game, where we would 1v1, and he'd constantly be like, "You're cheating, you're leg switching because I'm shooting you, and you're not taking damage." Well, on my screen, he's right in front of me. He's shooting
Far
fuck
away
knows
from.
where because I'm not
Yeah.
there, and but on his screen, that's where I am, right? And it's this constant battle of, "Oh, you're cheating, you're cheating." Well, what? If I was cheating, I'd be bragging about it because I can't keep my mouth shut. So if I was cheating, everybody would know it. If I
Yeah,
was
right.
exploiting, everybody would know it. Because I wouldn't keep it quiet, nor would I be here,
The
because I'd give myself up.
The real truth is I've played so long that I've met the actual cheaters. I've talked to
Yeah.
people who show me how they cheat. Okay, there was one guy, I'm not gonna mention names. He had Titan 2 scripts on. Titan 2 is better than Cronus, like, it's way better. So he had Titan 2 scripts on. He turned that on. I think he was using it through SharePlay, but he turned it on and he could lock onto my head. And no matter how quickly I strafed, that reticle never moved from my head. Okay? He
Mm.
showed me that via share, like, he showed me how it works. That stuff goes on, but I honestly don't give a shit. You know why I don't give a shit? Because if you beat me and you know you're using that, then you're just lying to yourself. I don't care how many clips you post on YouTube. If I think you're actually cheating, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. You're
Yeah.
lying to yourself. So I don't care. But people are clip farming, they every time they kill you once, it's a short. Or every time they get
Mhm.
manhunt rank 2 and die, it's a clip farm. Oh, we manhunt, we farmed you rank 2. Like, come on. Like, I don't even care about manhunts anymore personally. Like, unless you get a manhunt rank 50 or 100, or you can fight the server for 3 hours. Other than that, it's like you're stuck in like year 3 mentality. You know what I mean? Like, just because you
Mhm.
got a manhunt to me doesn't mean anything. Can you actually hold it? Can you actually fight, for a long period of time as a team?
Yeah.
That matters to me more. But then you got people who don't do that. They just run around the DZ. As soon as they get their manhunt, they just run away. You kill one player,
Okay.
gone. All of them, like, shoo.
Yeah. Well, exactly right. And on that, right? Like, yeah, anybody can get a manhunt. And okay, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Some people just can't to save their lives. Um, in a team, great. You can get a manhunt. You can pick on solos. You can pick on farmers. You can get your manhunt. But like you said, can you keep that manhunt without running around the DZ, without cheating, without this, that, whatever? But my challenge is if you go into the DZ as a solo, can you get
Yes.
a manhunt?
Well, yeah, but
It's
can
impossible now.
now it's so crazy, but that was the true
Mm,
test for me for any build. And Husam, you and I share the same thing on this. We never
mm,
discussed this, but the way
mm,
you test builds is the way my mentality has always been to test builds.
mhm.
I could never test a PvP build and make a video to say it's good or bad unless I go in solo and beat 6, 7 people with it. Like, that's my
Correct.
standard. That's my
Yeah.
that's the minimum, right? And
Yeah.
and on top of that, I don't use cheese, no foam, no nothing. I have to fight you straight up and outplay you, and that's the
Correct.
standard. So
That's the right way how to test the build before you post the video. And in the same time, as you saw, many content creators doesn't do that. He go with 4 people and oh, this build is the best. You have 2 Coyote Mask on your team. You have a healer with 30% weapon damage for you. That's not your build. Their build is when you are solo. Do it as a
Mm-hmm.
solo, unless the build actually support. So you can't go solo because the build is to support your team. That's when you post a video with a team. And now, as Tiro said, you go to the dark zone as a solo. That's impossible now. 3 people, 2 tank gonna strafe around you, 1 DPS, you are gone. You are on the checkpoint. That's it.
yeah, one double companion and you're
Yeah,
yeah,
you're gone. You
one glass cannon hiding in the back.
Yeah, hundred
Yeah, and
percent.
pop.
I did hear that they're nerfing some skills and stuff, but this update that's coming, I mean, I'm not gonna front. I do like the DZ changes. It's just how much of that is gonna be overshadowed by the cheating, and that's really where I'm at. So I'll end it there with that. You know,
Mm,
it's overshadowed by cheating, and that's a problem.
Yeah, we
yeah.
hoped in the past we get a bigger DZ,
Oh,
but what happened is they already took one for
yeah,
PvE.
yeah.
So are we gonna fix the PvP? How? We're gonna take one of the DZ from you guys. Like
Yeah,
that?
that is something I wanted to touch on was the PVE or the toxic DZ.
Mm-hmm.
If we're done with the other topic, can we touch on that really quick?
All right.
Um,
Go ahead.
okay, so we all know that they brought in the toxic DZ this season. With with the wording that it's only this season, potentially coming back in the fall for a time period. Quoted off of their one of their live streams, a couple months back. Fast forward to this last live stream where now they're making the PvE Dark Zone a permanent fixture. How do you guys feel about that before I continue? Before I start talking about all the changes they've done to the initial PvE Dark Zone?
They are doing everything for PvE.
Yes. So when they first brought in the Toxic Dark Zone for the season, okay, whatever, we lose the Dark Zone for the season, okay, fine. Oh, well, they're gonna take it away and they're gonna give it to the PvEers forever. Okay. Sure. Okay, fine. Whatever, right? But then there's a couple of things they changed in there. It wasn't their whole plan from the way I understood it. So this is me paraphrasing what they told us because this is the way I understood it. Any one of my PvE people not my PvE people out there, but any one of the PvE people out there, or somebody that can correct me if I'm wrong. The PvE Dark Zone was to introduce the Toxic Dark Zone was to introduce the PvEers. Oh my God, let's get these letters straight. The PvEers to the Dark Zone to PvP. So, they would get the whole idea of risk and reward. So you go into the Dark Zone, you die by and add your gear drops. That's what we all have to deal with in the Dark Zone. We have to extract. We have to get the stuff out. Well, there's no human rogues in the Dark Zone because, obviously we can't flag, we can't go rogue. So they put in, what is it, hunters or Dark Zone rogues, or whatever they are, the AI bad guys. And, well, people figured out how to farm those to have players killed by the skills because the AIs hack them and they would die and they'd take their loot. I did, and a lot of the PvE community blame that on the PvP players that were upset that our Dark Zone was taken away. So I did an experiment. I didn't, and when I do experiments, I don't stream because why? Right? Like it's boring for everybody else, and then I have to explain what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. So one day I went into the PvE Dark Zone, and I picked up a couple of pieces that I wanted to extract, but, just so I had something in my bag so I could call an extraction and all that. And do you know what I found? Almost every time I called an extraction, it was not fellow PvP players that were throwing skills to be hacked. It was PvE players.
Yeah,
that were doing this.
Themselves.
They do it on themselves and blame the PvP players. Blame people like us, right? So okay, social experiment done. So the skills are going to now get destroyed. They're not going to be able to be hacked. So then it goes on, blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine. Then they're like, oh well, our stuff's getting stolen. We die and someone's coming and taking our stuff to extract. So fine. Well, no one can see your stuff when you drop it. Now where's the risk and reward? That is not now an introduction to the DZ. That is now not getting people used to what the DZ is without the other people harassing them, which is what they asked for initially. Was we don't want other players harassing us. Fast forward to now. They get to keep our DZ, which still doesn't necessarily bother me, but what they're doing to the DZ is bothering me. And this is one of the biggest smacks to the PvP, to the face of PvPers, because the DZ now has no risk and reward. Like none. Now, all their gear in the DZ acts like it's out in the open world, minus the expertise. Or do they have the expertise? I can't remember. Let me relook at that. Just so I'm not misspeaking here. Where is that? Toxic Dark Zone. So yeah, you're extracting. The toxicity level the extraction will clear toxicity level. PvP normalization is removed. So in the toxic dark zone, you can use your PvE builds with your PvE stats. It is no longer a dark zone in my eyes. The only thing dark zone about it is that you have to take out contaminated gear and you have to extract. Other than that, there is nothing dark zone about it.
That's why nobody going now.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
they
you
it's
lost
it's
the
just
appeal of risk and reward. I get what you're saying.
yeah, like
Right.
there's no risk and reward. You know, they might as well just take out the whole dark zone aspect of it and just make it open world for them. Like, here, have it. Even though they've got New York, they've got Brooklyn, they've got the whole of DC,
This is their
but you're
way.
taking out you're taking out my little niche corner to do something that was supposed to be a good thing, but is now just turned to be a smack in the face of the rest of us that actually valued that area. And everything they can get in that dark zone moving forward, you can get anywhere else in the open world. You don't need a dark zone
Yeah, it's
for
broken.
that,
It's broken logic.
right? Like,
It's broken
like
logic.
you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Yeah.
so I had to rant about that. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Go ahead, Hussam.
So in the beginning, when they put the new dark zone for PvE, there was events when you get double exotic. That's when you saw everybody was there, and we get 8 exotic components by killing 4 hunters in the extraction. We camped there. We did 999 exotic. After that event, no one reached that dark zone. Now go to that dark zone. You're gonna see 1 or 2 players. They are they're just trying to see what's going on, but nobody want to be there. Nobody want to play in that dark zone anymore. So it was a mistake from the beginning. Yes, increase the reward for the dark zone. Put something that make the PvE people come to the dark zone, so they can get rewarded by fighting NBC and fighting other players. Put a lots of reward on a manhunt. If you kill the manhunt, I will give you exotic. I know it's gonna be exploit after that, friends fighting each other, but somehow you need to bring them. But you brought them to a dark zone that have only PvE. They cry about their loot getting stolen by other player when they die versus the NBC, and you said, okay, nobody can see your loot, only you. And oh, the extraction is 1 minute is not enough. They put it as a 3 minute or 2 minutes for you. It's just like the developers they're gonna reach the point that you can go to the dark zone, but you're not gonna enter to the dark zone, and you're gonna say, "Hey, I need the matador." The developers is gonna give it to you. They're doing everything for the PVE, even if it is not worth it, because the majority of the people is a PVE in this game.
Yeah.
Why? Because again of the cheaters. If there was no cheaters, we're gonna see those people coming to our dark zone. Period.
I agree 100%, you know, and they want to introduce the people who were afraid to the DZ by creating this baby cakes soft, you know, DZ zone. The minute that I went in there, that toxic thing just I was like, what the hell is this? The whole toxic thing killed it for me, regardless of the exotic components
I mean
that you
that
get.
that made it I actually didn't mind the
I
toxic
hate
part of it.
toxic. I hate it.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you need to put a modifier on to make it a little worthwhile, or a Has Pro build, or this, that, or whatever. But
I hated it.
like, I didn't even have the issue with that. It was all the changes to make it for diaper wrapped people who couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they're just giving everything away, Tiro.
Right? Like
They're
it's
just
and,
giving
and and that it was kind of insulting, I guess. And
it is.
yeah,
But so the conclusion is their failure to address legitimate PvP cheating, and even if you can't fix all the lag switching problems, at least you could fix the exploits, the tinker stuff, actually fix these things, the auto nemesis, right? Anybody who's lag switching, who knows? As a corporation, they may have to talk to Sony and all this stuff, and then you get into a whole bunch of crap, But
Mm.
don't act like you don't have server analysis tools. Don't act like why are you forcing us to report people through that in-game reporting thing when you're actually not taking action on that? From my perspective, people are going to Twitter to post clips to try to get people banned, and then 3 weeks later, I see the same person cheating again in the DZ. So they didn't get a ban, they got a suspension or whatever. You're
Yeah.
actively ignoring that whole problem, and nobody wants to talk about it from the big YouTubers. And I'm gonna say it, I don't care what they think. They don't talk about it. They're under supposed NDA. So you don't want to talk about that. You don't want to address that, but at the same time, you want to release gear, sell you crap in every season, and then we have more problems and more problems and more problems, and no stash space, dwindling what do you call it, materials, because eventually you're gonna run out. Like I said, Tira, you're gonna run out.
Some of you guys are gonna run out with all
I don't
those
know what.
builds you make.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what their plan is. Am I gonna continue to play the game? Yes. I'm not gonna quit right out right now because honestly, I mean, I still love the game like you guys, but at the same time, I don't have the same passion to do the stuff that I used to do.
Yeah.
Completing the season, farming for this, farming for that. I will try to keep my best to keep up with metas, but I play the game part time. I call myself a part time division player at this point because they ignored me.
Mm.
So this is why sometimes I make very controversial videos. Like I'll be cursing the developers out on my videos. I'll call Yannick a this and that, and I do that not because I trying to personally attack them, and I recognize that it's not going to help anything, but it's my frustration coming out from
Yeah.
being ignored. It's my frustration coming out for spending what? How many years since Div 1? 2015, 2014? The better half of like 10 to 12 years of my life playing this game from day 1 beta on Division 1.
Mhm.
And then we don't have a voice. I'm not asking them to appease PvP players with every demand. All I'm asking is for
No.
open conversations, and
Well,
they
exactly.
don't
An
have
open
open
conversation
conversations
to be heard.
to be heard. To at least it shouldn't be 3 people with the biggest subscribers that don't play PvP that have influence over the game. We should be folded in to some degree. Even the smaller channels, there are people who have bigger channels than me, but we play PvP every single day, so who better knows the game a lot of the times and the problems than PvP players? So
Oh,
I feel like I'm
exactly.
ignored by the developers. We as a community for PvP have been ignored. And if they bring that same mentality to Div 3, do you really think it's going to be that successful? No, I don't think so at all. I think people will just be like, "Oh, here we go again."
Yeah, no, I think I would hope for Div 3 that that their group of people from the community that have, say their ETF or whatever, right, would be a more diverse. Like I don't all know because I'm not privy to it. I don't know who all exactly what the percentages of is PVE and PvP. I will say that I tried to get into the ETF to have a PvP perspective put in there. I was not accepted, and that's okay. It wasn't my time. But that they would have a more even aspect in there of that. And out of those PvPers, that the majority of them would participate in the PTSs for any changes that would come up, so that our voice, the voice of the community, would be heard. That it wouldn't be like top tier streamers even, but somebody that's passionate about the game, that wants to see the game excel in all areas and not be, oh, I'm a PvP person, so it should be this way, or oh, you're a PvP or a PvE person, so it should, fuck you kind of idea, right? Like, so that it would be taken from all aspects of the community. And but that just might be me living with my head in the clouds.
No, 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 it's not. It's not.
Right? Like, it's that would be my dream to see, would be more variety, more diversity in that, because at this point, I don't feel like the community, our small niche community, is heard. Let's put it that way, from an unbiased position.
Yeah,
Um,
we're not
you know,
represented in any way.
we're not
And
very much.
the truth is, for me, at this point, unless they actually do what Hussam said and what I say is actually take action against the people who are being reported, ban the shit out of them, okay? Excuse my French, okay?
I'll touch on that. I know that they have banned. I don't keep it a secret. I've got like switching friends. And I've had a number of them that have been permanently banned from the game. Um,
That's
so
great.
I
That's
know they're
great.
doing stuff. And to touch on that, I don't call them into like switch. I'd like them to show me what they can do because it makes amazing videos. And editing those videos is absolutely fun. Um,
That's funny.
but I don't ever have them on my team to leg switch or to cheat. They're on my friends list because some of them were actually normal players back in the day, right?
Yes.
That have since turned quote unquote rotten. And but the shit they can show me is really cool.
You
Not
know
gonna
that
lie, Alpha.
that's a good point because I can't keep up with all these name changes on PlayStation, okay? Like people come at me all the time. Why are you playing with this guy? Or he's a known lag switcher. I don't know if I didn't see it myself or he changed his name. Unless I know and I've seen it or somebody told me for sure, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, I'm not gonna play with lag switchers. Obviously, I don't do that. And you know, even recently, and I'll disclose this, there was somebody who was invited to Cap Clan who was a known lag switcher, and he was told if you lag switch, you're being kicked out. And guess what? He got kicked out. You know,
mm,
so I don't share these things because it's amongst us. Do I still like the guy? Of course. Does he lag switch? No, not now, but during the time he did. So you can't do
mm-hmm.
that. I can't, you know, love the guy, but we can't do this game. Even if somebody lag switches you, don't let lag switch back. We can't allow that, right?
Yeah.
Because then I'm just no different than anybody else, right? But I'm sure I maybe at some point I've played with some of them, didn't realize that they were doing it. You know, I can't keep up with everybody. I'm freaking 40 years old, like I said. I can't keep up
I
with
mean,
everybody.
I can tell you this: the clan we were in together,
EBK?
yeah, there was a lot of things going on there that I didn't know were going on until after I left.
There you go. Yep.
Right? So just because you're someplace, sometimes you have this blindfold over your eyes, or you choose not to believe what other people are seeing it because they're not blatantly doing stupid shit in front of you because they know where you stand. Right? But what are they doing when they're around the corner?
Yeah.
Right? And you can't see or hear or whatever, right? So sometimes it's just hard to know when it's your friends, when it's people you trust.
Hussam, do you?
And then what are you going to do when you find out?
Well,
Anyways, go ahead.
you have to either, like you say, you have to either leave and disconnect, or you know, like you can't associate because you don't want to be that type of player. You know,
Yeah.
but people take everything in a bubble. They act like I know everything and I'm supposed to know that this person runs with this guy and this guy runs with. I don't care. I don't follow these things like people think I follow them. I don't. You know,
Yeah.
I do know of some toxic people that I would never play with. I'm not gonna mention names, but I'm never gonna play with you ever. Ever, ever, ever. I don't care how good you are. Never gonna associate myself with you. You know, there's some names that come to mind that start with certain letters like G. But but you
Sorry.
know, but people, you know, the other aspect of things is like from my perspective, if I post a video, and I've only posted a couple videos where I physically like name somebody in my thumbnail, and because I have a personal vendetta regarding what they, you know, they're claiming I'm cheating. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Like they keep claiming I'm cheating. They just do it blatantly without proof. They think, you know, so I have a gripe with that because there are actual cheaters and I'm not one of them. But anyway, I can never prove to them one way or the other unless I live stream with a hand cam or do something. But anyway, you know those players. So at the
Yeah.
end of the day, um, what I was trying to say is I don't. hate them. I don't hate you. And people think, oh, I like, for example, another player named G with a boy. They people think I hate. I don't hate him. I think a lot of people do, but at the same time, I had my beef with him, and there's a reason why I had my beef with him and his clan. But does that mean that my beef means that, oh, just because Hussam plays with him, I'm supposed to hate Hussam? No, no, I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
care. Those are two independent things that are in my mind. It's not the same thing. I don't care. Here's where I draw the line. Stop making personal attacks against people's family and all this crap that they do and try to make it seem, you know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. I'm not in for that. Yeah, you can make fun of people do weird thumbnails, but it's getting to the place where I'm not innocent either. I've done some stuff in my early days. I've cursed people out on mic and all this stuff, and but at the same time, you gotta learn from that. This is year 7. Like, stop being that way. And there's some petty people out there, guys. There are some petty
Mm-hmm.
players, like real petty. They get one kill on you. It's like, oh my god, it's like a clip, 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 clip. Hussam, you know this. They
I
do it to
know.
you all the time, bro.
Yeah, there is like more than 100 video on my name, but I don't care because I put something for me in my channel. Your name will not gonna be on my thumbnail. Your name will not gonna be on my title of my video. I'm gonna put you in the video, but I'm not gonna mention you in my title. I'm not gonna get viewers by putting your name on the title or the thumbnail. This is my whole thing on my channel. I want a real subscriber who want to real watch my content, not because I'm fighting Tiro and he hate Tiro,
Yeah,
not because he hate Master Luke. No,
yeah,
I don't want that. I want someone to watch all my videos, not because I killed this dude only. That
yeah.
is my whole. So if you go to my channel, maybe I posted 1 or 2 videos before. I deleted them and gone. I'm not gonna put any name on my video. And by the way, for all the people who hate me or I hate them, I have nothing with you guys. I'm just having fun. It's a video game, just like Super Mario, Super Sonic. We supposed to have fun. I'm having fun, guys. I'm not the best player. I'm trash. I'm 47 years old and with eyeglasses like the scope, so I can see. So yeah,
No, there you go. There you go. There's too many egos
yeah.
sometimes, competing egos. And even though I'm in a clan, I'm sometimes I personally feel like there's too much clan war stuff going on. It's like I don't really care. But it's fun. It's fun in the moment, so keep it in the game. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it in the game. All these
Yeah, after
personal
you.
attacks, I don't. Some of it is crazy though. I hear stuff all the time about people's personal lives and stuff, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, why am I wasting my mental energy on this?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like I had somebody come up with somebody else's personal info, and I'm like, that's really none of my business. Like, if they want me to know that information, they'll tell me. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. Like, it's a game. You
Yeah.
know, keep your drama on your side of the track. If you have beef, if you have drama, keep it the fuck over there. I don't want to be a part of it because I've been dragged into so many people's drama. I'm done with it. Like, just, this
I'm
is a
done with
game.
it too. I'm done with the drama too.
Right? Like, it's
Yeah.
I don't want drama. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to hang out with my friends, and
Yep.
I'm here to farm people in the DZ or farm the open world. Like, wherever I end up, fine, great. But the minute you step on my doorstep with that drama, I'm sorry. There's a block button.
Yeah, look, Master Luke, you said something so good. If I hate you, it doesn't mean I hate the people who play with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Tiro. Even if Tiro play with people that I don't like, I will still support Tiro to the end because I like Tiro.
Aw.
100%. Master Luke, I have a lot of a problem with your clan people, but it's not serious a problem. But I'm still supporting you, and I have no problem with anyone. I just said it like if something came from me, I'm sorry for it. We are all human. We make a mistake, right? So it's a game, just to play the game and enjoy it, guys. Yeah, get mad on cheaters, but don't get mad on creators or someone that you killed. You don't have to post video on me. The same video 7 times on YouTube. Every time I go to YouTube, oh, we killed Hassam the trash. We killed Hassam the
Yeah.
bot. I know myself. I'm a trash. You don't have to mention it.
I mean, but thanks for the free advertisement.
Yeah, no, Spiro, I told you from day one. I told you, I swear to God. Look, me, I support all whoever have a decent YouTube channel, I will support him. 100%. But I don't like those content creator who's posting video. I killed this dude. And he mentioned it on the title, on the thumbnail, on the title. I hate when people go to other people's personal life and posting pictures of their moms. People are searching on every website for you to get pictures of your family, and they put it on a group, and people start to laugh on it. That's not part of the game. I'm not playing video game. Like for me, I like for real. I have 2 daughters and my wife. I said, like, how many people are searching for their pictures now on website in order to bother me?
You know, the personal stuff
Yeah.
is out of control, but I know that people have like a lot of issues with some of the members in the clan that I'm in. You know, like there's a lot of history there that I've been in like 8 different clans, so you know, bouncing around here and there. But originally, I was a solo player. I was going into DZ solo all the time, or maybe with another person. So really wasn't like that. But you know,
Oh,
the clan people, the problem is also that people think everybody cheats now, right? So like they'll say Randy's cheating or this and that, and certain people, okay, certain people that other YouTubers are like constantly saying these things. So it gets to the place where they don't care that you think that way. I mean, I wouldn't be playing with them if I really legitimately thought they were cheating. I don't think they cheat at all. I do think that some of them have natural lag, you know, coming from certain areas. So I will admit that that's public. You know, that's they they have natural lag advantage over you in some situations. That is 100% true, right? But at the same time, so does everybody else who comes over from the other servers. So if you're gonna call them out, you gotta call. But anyway, um, yeah, I just try to enjoy the game at this point. I'm not into like personal beefs. Don't come at me with personal beefs. Don't come at me with drama. I'm too old for that. I don't care. And I don't
It's
follow
not high
people's
school.
drama. But before you say I'm cheating, all I ask of the PvPers is like you better have proof or something because I'm not and I don't use anything personally, right? You don't have to believe me, but you know, I'm not, so you better have proof of it because if you don't, then I will come after you and I will call you out on it and I will be kind of toxic because I take that as a personal insult because I don't cheat, and that's the truth. So that's why I take it so seriously. So any video that I made on anybody, like you say, Husama, the thumbnail, I don't do many, but when I do them, it's because they are saying something disrespectful to me as it relates to cheating. That's it, and it's not just one time. It's not the noobs and the people who don't even understand the game. Oh, you're cheating. No, 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 no. I'm talking they are fully capable of understanding but they blatantly still say it on purpose because they have to cope with the fact that they're losing in that particular fight. That's what I'm
He's covering on his losing by saying,
Yes.
"I'm a good player. I died
Yes.
because he's cheating." That's
Yeah.
all what he's
There's no
trying to
way he can
say.
hit
I know.
headshots from 15 meters out with a bighorn. Stop it. I've been playing with the
So,
bighorn for a year and a half. Stop it. That's all I did.
yeah, it's all GG. I swear, I like to see all of us united
I
than
hope so.
divided. And yeah, because if we united, there will be no cheaters in the dark zone. Because you know what's bother the cheaters in the dark zone? When you leave the dark zone, leave them alone. Don't fight them. Don't 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 waste your energy. Don't waste your time on them. The lag switcher will find himself alone in the dark zone.
That's an
So
excellent
what's the
point.
point? Yeah,
That's an
that's
excellent point. Stop
yeah,
fighting the lag switchers. Stop giving them
yeah,
energy. Stop giving them attention. The minute you get lag switch, Cap Clan leaves. Like we leave. We're done.
yeah.
We don't fight you. Now they may switch servers and find you again. We'll go to Europe, whatever. But we don't fight them anymore. The minute you use auto nemesis on us, the fight
Hmm.
is over. I don't care what you post on YouTube. You know,
Yeah,
stop giving them attention. And I would
we have.
say continue to report and continue to advocate for banning of those people, regardless of
Hmm.
what I think of the developers' actions or no actions, because I still see some people cheating that supposedly supposed to be got banned, and I still see them cheating. So, what can I do? You know, that doesn't give me hope. That does not give me hope. But
Yeah, and we ask the support from the community to our channels. Tiro is the most funny girl that I have ever met. I was watching her. Yeah, I was laughing when I watch your live stream. I can't do live stream. I'm with
Mm.
kids here. They are jumping over my head. I can't do that. Master Luke, I know you like 3, 4 years ago. Like as a player, like you are so good that like your movement. I wish I have your movement in the game. I'm gonna be like so good with your movement.
it's
Yeah,
not.
you
Thank you.
deserve more followers. You deserve more attention from the community. A lot. Me too, as
Hmm.
someone who
And
started his
Tiro
YouTube
too.
channel. You 100%. I
Tiro should
told
have
you,
like
like,
20,000 subscribers watching her play.
Oh,
like,
hell
yeah,
no. Don't say that.
The
I have
thing,
no idea what is the community is subscribing to other people for what.
PVE content. Soft,
Yeah,
I call it
PvP.
soft porn, you know, but
Ha.
it's just, but listen, what I hope to achieve is we bring in people, like-minded people who understand, the veterans, the people who we know aren't cheating. This is, I wanted to kind of have these conversations. I reached out to Tira, I reached out to you as well, so we could all come together a little bit, because I don't want to quit at the end of the day, but at the same time I just feel like what can we do but talk about it. We're so frustrated
Yeah.
with this game, but if at anything, I don't care, at this point. I'm not here for views. My channel is small. I don't post very often. It's a part-time hobby for me personally, okay? And I'm getting older, so I don't want to lose it. So
Yeah.
I wish everyone the best, honestly. And if people talk shit to me, then it's part of the game. Please keep it in the game. That's it, and that's all I ask.
Mhm.
And you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Trust me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a dark-minded individual. I'm a Taurus, okay?
Mhm.
I'm a dark-minded individual.
Mhm.
I have a dark sense of humor, okay? But I have a good heart, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be toxic to you in any personal way. But if it's in the
Mhm.
game, talking shit is part of the game, right? PvP is
I
Yeah.
mean,
part of the
well, exactly. Shit talking's part of the game. Keep talking shit in the game chat where I
and
can't hear you. So
yeah.
you can sound like you're crazy and I could be in my party with my people laughing at you talking shit and I don't hear it. So kudos to y'all. Keep it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And maybe,
You two guys.
yeah, we've been on here for a while, so I'm gonna,
Yeah.
slowly end it. But Tiro had some audio problems, so what I'll do is, like, once I finish the
Mm.
stream, if you guys want, YouTube
Mm.
takes some time to process it, but I can download it
Mm.
and you can upload the whole thing with the live thing if you want. If you want,
Oh,
you can
that
do
would
Yeah.
that.
be awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that, I think because combined we become better, right? So combined
Yeah.
views, combined.
Yeah.
I don't care how many views
Mm.
I don't, but I want people to
Mm.
listen to what's happening with real PvP players that play the game, and we can fold in other content creator that, and other episodes when these new updates come out. If you guys want to do this again, I'm open for it.
Oh, I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm hungry,
All right.
so I
Yeah.
Thank you for
appreciate you all.
organizing.
Have
Thank you,
fun.
All right.
Hussam, for joining us.
Thank you, Tiro. Thank you, Master Luke.
Yep.
Have a good one, everyone.
You too.
And
Bye.
thank you, everybody else who joined us in the chat. Love you all. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.